is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Pregame, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Brooks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Boatman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome out here to Parsons, Kansas, where tonight your Girard Trojans take on the Parsons Vikings in their season opener. Played in the Jamboree back on December 3rd, and we're here for the first regular season matchup. I'm Daryl McLeod, later joined alongside by Josh Lettner. He was having some troubles getting here. He will be here eventually. No worries on that. But for the pregame show, I'm joined by Zach Benzo. Zach, a nice little alumni of Girard. Actually. Yeah, a little special guest. Looks like we're going to do the national anthem. We'll take a quick break while we do that. We'll be right back with this pregame show.
Why settle for less than the best? Crocan's gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott, and many rural areas in between. Crocan has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Crocan.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Girard Sports Live. Like I mentioned before we went on that break, and the beautiful national anthem played by the Parsons Band, I'm joined alongside by Zach Benzo, senior at Girard High School, captain of the football team. Zach, how you been, man?
Oh, man, I've been good. I'm a little sad football's over, but as I was saying earlier, I mean, just excited for basketball season. Just even watching the JV play just kind of give me a little bit of goosebumps, and especially hearing that national anthem, just pumped and excited for these girls and boys to start playing basketball again. So it's that time of year.
You and your boys traveled all the way over here to Parsons today, support the team. Got to respect that. What do you think for this outcome of this game? I mean, obviously, it's going to be a tough matchup. Parsons always brings a pretty good basketball squad. What do our girls got to do tonight to get the job done?
I mean, we just got to – I mean, it's all about scoring, right? Scoring and play a little bit of defense, and I think we'll be all right.
I think so, too. You mentioned you're a little sad that football season is over. I mean – go up to Topeka, suffer a little bit of a tough loss there. What was kind of the morale going up there, and how do you guys bounce back and try and prepare those juniors for next season?
I mean, just like every game, especially in the playoffs, you got to be 1-0. 1-0 in practice or even in game. And, I mean, they're a good team, and they made it to the state championship. And, I mean, mindset was just go up there and give it our all. I mean, got nothing to hold back, especially seniors, That was just kind of the way we just wanted to go and play some smash mouth football, so we gave it our best.
We had mentioned it on our broadcast. You were probably one of those players of the game out there, giving it your all, going both ways, nose guard and center.
Yeah.
Talk us through what that's like. I mean, you're playing probably the hardest position on the field.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just doing my job and doing what I need to do for my team to win. It's just no matter what they need, and I'm just glad I gave it my all, and I didn't have any regrets.
Well, that's good to hear. All right, we're off and underway here on the Girard Trojans season. Boatman has it up top. She'll pass off to Orand. Orand at the top of the key trying to set up the offense.
Yep.
Orand working around. Kester will swing down low. Keller has it now, passed off. Adolph back to Keller. She has a wide open lane, hands it inside. Boatman shot is good.
There's two.
And Boatman will start the season with 2 points, and the Girard Trojans will have their first lead.
That's what you need right there, just plain and simple. Go back to fundamentals.
Right over the middle, nice and easy shot, can't complain.
Dry defense.
Fight
for the ball. She's driving down. Nice little layup for 2. There we go.
Quick and scoring for Girard so far. Nice little 4-0 lead. I had a chance to talk to Josh before the game. Whenever he gets here, I'm sure he'll mention it. But we saw that Keller was on the starting lineup. We almost didn't recognize her without the black eye.
yeah. And that's one thing you love in a basketball player, just the grit and toughness, That's just what you want to see.
She's all over the floor, and you can see it right there down on the floor once more, trying to hustle for that ball. Takes it the distance, and it's going to be an and one opportunity. Parsons will put their first points up on the board.
That's another thing about this Parsons team. They're not going to give up.
Cadence Ball will hit the free throw, so she succeeds on the 3-point play. Gets in the and one as well. Full court press has been engaged here for Parsons, or at least just some straight up defense being played early on. And they're going to get a carry call on Kester. Hedman Mitchell inbounds, and she'll take it up the court now. Guarded closely by Orand. Tries to go inside, and it's taken away by Keller.
I'll tell you what, that's another good player. Kennedy Orand playing good defense there. Maddie Kester driving, and got the 2. There we go.
High defense being played. Keller catches them off guard, ahead to Orand. Orand with the right hand puts it in. 8-3 lead, and Parsons going to take their first time out.
That's what we needed. Start off hot.
Starting off hot, the Trojans are, and we'll take a quick break with them. You're watching Trojan basketball and the season opener here on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years, with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured. Locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here to Girard Sports Live. And then Mitchell gets it taken away. Orand. And she'll slow down the pace. Get her offense set up.
Getting some good defense starting off this first quarter.
I know Coach Herlocker always prided himself on his defensive ability as Kester takes it to the hole. Herlocker has had some great defensive teams in the past, thinking about the championship team that he had with Ashley Ray, Sydney Crane. Those two, such a powerful force on offense, but what goes kind of under the radar is the defensive presence that they had. Head to Keller, she'll go up with the right hand, and she'll have it. A scoring spree off of the tight defensive play, and the Vikings don't know what to do. They are reeling, and we're going to have another timeout.
These girls are hot.
They are hot indeed. We'll keep it here. Starting off tight defensively due to the great play by Oran to start off. She has been up on that outside, playing outside the arc, picking up her defender well beyond half court.
Yeah, playing aggressive. That's what you need.
Very aggressive, very aggressive. She's a little scrappy player too. Gets down quick, and she is fast as well. She's gotten up and down the floor very quick, and it's almost hard to avoid her as a guard.
Yeah.
You almost feel bad for the opposing guards coming down. We'll see if anything changes for the Vikings. They're going to have to go with a man beater because that's all the Trojans have been playing so far. It'll be that same 5 on the floor with a substitution. Marley Sisney going to come into the game, and Jariah Adolph will take a seat. On the floor for the Trojans, of course, is going to be number 14, Maddie Kester. Number 10, Marley Sisney. Number 22, Carson Oran. Number 12, Kennedy Keller. And number 23, Erica Boatman.
I mean, for Parsons, you think they're going to try something different offensively?
I would imagine so. It looks like Trojans going to a sort of 2-1-2 here. These two top guards in Keller and Oran are a force to be reckoned with so far. Parsons hasn't even been able to really get past this first line of defense.
Kind of goes back to that old saying, defense wins championships.
Oh, yeah. Looks like to inbound. Alex Stoneberger. She's going to look around, pass it in. Ball has it. Getting trapped on the outside.
Still playing good defense.
Nice effort by Keller. Can't get to it in time. We got a substitution on the floor for Parsons. Braylon Hinman Mitchell will come in, and she will inbound for the Vikings. I do apologize not being able to get the whole floor. This Parsons gym is in what you would call huge.
Yeah.
And we don't exactly have a good spot.
Nice steal there. Oh. There you go.
And this is where Parsons is going to be able to score on fast break opportunities.
Yep.
You've seen their offense has not developed very well, but if Girard's offense themselves gets too ahead of themselves, they're going to lose the ball, give fast break opportunities. You can't do that for the Vikings because they're going to take advantage of it as pretty much their only way to score so far in this game. Ball sinks the first.
And for Parsons, you just got to take those opportunities whenever they come to you.
Yeah, I got to push the floor. Ball has all 4 of the Parsons points so far.
Yep.
She's been playing lights out for them, scoring-wise. Well, they're going to take off that last free throw as ball crossed the free throw line before the ball hit the rim. So Trojans have possession, 12-4 our score. Adolph, her pass goes past Keller and out of bounds.
Little miscommunication there. Yet again, Daryl, it's early in the season, first game. This first half, you're going to have a little miscues like that, but
yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, we got a long season ahead of us. Basketball,
it's a long year.
A very daunting season, if you will.
Yes.
spans about 4 months and has a little break in between as well, just to make it seem even longer.
Erica Bowman playing aggressive down there. Blocked that shot.
She does try and block the shot down low. She will pick up a foul as Sayla Ray puts in the first. Boatman has 2 fouls in the game already, just here in the first. And it's going to be another.
Take that shot back again.
It'll be another lane infraction on the Vikings. Lack of discipline on the free throw line takes away 2 of their points already. Oran pushing around. She passes off to Boatman. Boatman with the right hand. It's good.
Nice little one-hand jumper there.
Say Girard doesn't have an immense height advantage over the team, but do have definitely shown their prowess inside so far.
Yep.
As that 3 gets knocked down from outside.
Passing the ball a little bit, top of the key. Try to get something open for Jariah Adolph for 3, and it's good.
Jariah Adolph with the answer, goes down and hits a 3 of her own, puts that lead right back where it belongs.
Marley Sisney with the steal.
Finds Boatman down low, a nice move by Boatman.
Wow. Nice little court vision there, seeing Boatman wide open down there in the paint. Just give her the ball.
And Keller gonna poke that one out. Got some new entrants into the game. Keller and Boatman will take a seat. Kester will return to the matchup, and Bailey Walker, a brand new entry.
Tell you what, Darryl, I love seeing this aggressiveness on defense so far. I think if the Trojans keep it up, they'll have a pretty good year.
I do like it as well. You know, sometimes it's kind of based on the referees you have in the game. Obviously, you never want to say that, but,
yeah.
You know, that play right there that Sisney had where she reaches in, pokes that ball out, sometimes it can be a 50-50, and whenever you're coaching, Herlocker, got to commend him on this, does a very good job of helping his players not cross that line. It's just 3 balls on the way and no good. But that line so often gets crossed, and you get a reach-in foul, and that kind of changes the sway of that possession.
Yep. See what Girard does here defensively.
Looks like they're going to run a little 2-3 zone. Vikings going to try and pop someone out up top. Ball has it. Passes over to Ray. Back to ball. In the corner, Hinman Mitchell.
Wow. Man, it just seems like Parsons just can't get anything going their way.
And we talked about the early season woes, and you're really seeing it here for the Vikings. Just not very disciplined to start the game off.
Yep.
Oran backs down. Kester takes the handoff. She'll go to the bucket. Passes down to Walker. Walker tries to get it out to Oran. Does.
Still
Sisney, 3-ball. No good.
Good rebound.
Walker gets it down low, and she'll be fouled.
That's just another effort play right there, trying to get that rebound, end up drawing the foul.
And Girard definitely picked as one of the better teams coming into the season, having a lot of players returning, such as Jariah Adolph and Maddie Kester.
Yep.
It will be interesting to see how the CNC shapes up. You know, for so many years, Colgan's been atop it.
Yep.
They had the great players like Lily Brown, Palona Kalan, before that, Lauren Torrance, and they've had Jakayla Davis the last couple of years now. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes up this year with Girard picking up Keller, bringing her up, getting her better on defense, more attuned to the offense. I think it'll be an interesting and good season for the Trojans as well if they can use those players that they now have.
Yep, and you always can't count out Frontenac.
That's true.
Always those teams. They'll fight till the end, and they'll kind of surprise you. So for the Trojans, you just got to take every game one at a time and just put your best foot out there and keep playing.
Sisney guarding outside. Ball has it. Guarded by Adolph. Nice pass inside the Ball. She throws up a shot, no good. She will be fouled, however, and sent to the free throw line. Yeah, you got to mention playing just 1-0 every week, or for every game, I should say.
Yep.
Most of the time in basketball, I got 2 or 3 games a week, but you definitely just want to go into each game wanting to beat that team. You can't focus too much on the future.
Yep.
But if we were looking ahead to the future, you'd have to say this team's got a good shot to go far.
Yes.
Orand will exit the game, and Keller will return. Ball. Sinks the other from the line. Adolph will bring it up the floor for the Trojans. She's picked up early. Keller has it now, passes down. Kester inside to Adolph.
Down in the paint, there we go.
Assist to Kester. Adolph trying to pick up a few more, does not.
Moving players around, setting up for opportunities to score. Kester with the big block there. Keller sitting down low. Fighting for the ball. Jump ball.
Woo-hoo. An absolute stuff by Kester on the other end. Glad to see Keller up and moving. She fell a little awkwardly down there. I was kind of worried she had twisted her ankle or something, but she's up fine and moving around.
And that's different falling on the hard court than on the turf. You always got to worry about hitting the court hard.
Yeah. No pads in this league.
Yeah, no. No, there's not.
Stoneberger.
They're saying white ball.
Not sure
I don't know
what the call was, but either way.
Anyway, we're back on defense.
Interesting stoppage of time, but Hidden Mitchell has it. She'll pass off to Stoneberger. Stoneberger working around, passes off ball. Ball fakes one way, going in on Sisney. Sisney
playing good defense.
Straight up and down,
Kester.
exactly how you write it up.
Yep.
Kester comes down with the rebound, pushing the floor. She'll stop at half court and pass off to Sisney.
There we go again. Little push-off foul there.
Sisney with the foul down low, should be on the floor. That is Ray's first foul. Be Keller to inbound. To Adolph, her 3 ball off. Walker fighting for it down low.
Still fighting for the ball. Keller with the steal. Sisney with the 3. Parsons ball.
And I think it's going to be Walker who's called with the hustle foul there. Trying to do a little too much on that end.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what that was.
well, I know who it sounded like.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, Daryl. This first half been looking good for the Trojans.
Yeah, with just 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A nice 14-point lead, barring this next free throw. And this could be a statement game. Obviously, a lot of teams are looking at Girard.
Yep.
But you got to imagine, and it might look like Parsons might not be one of the higher-ranked teams in their region. But you got to imagine that Girard coming out here and taking care of business is going to put their name up there.
Yep.
Saying,
set
hey,
the tone early.
We are the good team and we're going to come out and prove it.
Yep.
Well, second time they've done this one.
Daryl, I'll be totally honest with you. I really don't know what's going on. But
well, I keep wondering because they keep looking up at the shot clocks, it looks like, but I'm not sure I didn't know there was a shot clock in high school.
Oh, yeah. That's another big thing now.
Is that a new rule I was unaware of?
Yeah, they have a shot clock system. I know Parsons has it. I couldn't tell you who else has it. I think maybe Pittsburgh or Fort Scott possibly.
Well, Colgan gonna lose a little bit of their offense. Not throwing shade, just stating a fact of the stall ball has been played for quite a few years for the Colgan Panthers.
Yeah.
Man, I was unaware of that. That's an interesting.
Now, I don't know if every school, I think they had the option to implement the shot clock. I think it's just maybe in the near future every school will have it.
Interesting. Well, looks like Boatman will return. Walker will take a seat. Played a couple of good minutes there for the Trojans, getting her first bucket of the season.
Being a strong force down there in the paint.
A lot of hustle rebounds, and Heidi Schultz with 3 free throw opportunities. She's missed both so far. She will sink the third. Adolph to bring the ball down. Calling ISO as Herlocker, and Adolph goes to work. Kester 3-ball to end the first quarter. 27-12, Trojans lead. We'll take a quick break. When we return, the second quarter and more, all here on Girard Sports Live.
When it comes to your health care, you have a choice. Choose to stay local. Choose Girard Medical Center. For over 100 years, Girard Medical Center has been a part of the community, and they work every day to meet the health care needs of those they serve. With 6 locations in Southeast Kansas and an ever-expanding list of inpatient and outpatient services, you just don't have to travel anymore to get quality cutting-edge care, including many services you won't find elsewhere. Proud to serve Girard and the surrounding area. Learn more at girardmedicalcenter.com.
Welcome back to Girard Sports Live. Quick goings for the Girard Trojans, off to a very fast start. People keep kicking my table and moving my scoreboard clock. I'm going to have to talk to these kids over here. I'm going to beat them up. But not that I didn't trust your source, Benzo. I did believe you. I just wanted to read up on it for myself. That shot clock, it's a trial. They're doing a pilot trial of the shot clock in Kansas. Keisha regulated, and member schools have the option to utilize it for this season. They're going to see how it goes in the trial schools, and it looks like Parsons is going to be one of those trial schools. So
that's kind of neat.
It is.
Something you don't see every day in high school basketball.
No, and I think it's definitely an addition that needs to be made. I mean,
yeah.
If these players, if any of them are going to have a chance to move on to the next level, they're going to have to get used to the shot clock anyways. So
might as well learn now.
No real reason to not use it, and also prevents that stall ball later on in games. And makes these players really have to earn it towards the end.
Yep. Boatman with the rebound. Passes it in to Kester. Kester looking to pass the ball around top of the key. Boatman with the 3. Rebound by Carson Oran. And Keller wide open.
She had a nice take, but now she's going to get back on defense immediately. A little frustrated with herself that she missed, but can't always make them all.
Early on in the game, that's going to happen. Can't beat yourself up.
29-12 lead for the Girard Trojans.
Girard playing good defense.
And Keller's on the move. She's pushing the floor quick. Over to Kester. Kester, a little pull-up jumper. It's good.
Taking those little free points here and there helps later on in the stretch.
Orand will push the floor.
Good little drive. Nice little layup by Orand.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Vikings. We'll take a timeout with them. Trojans lead 33-12 here early on in the second quarter. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Gravel road rally to get around a car wreck.
Welcome back here to Girard Sports Live. Zach Benzo's going to take a seat here, and I'll be joined by Josh Lettner. Josh.
Oh, my goodness. What a night.
Murphy's Law, you said, huh?
Yeah, full effect.
Unfortunately, Jess Murphy not with us.
No, but he would attest.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, there was a car accident out on 400, and I got to go on a little gravel road rally.
Well, in case you want me to fill you in, 35-12, Trojans have just been dominating on defense.
Yeah, looks like we're doing okay.
Great season opener. A lot of young faces on the Trojan team as well have been making an impact so far.
Just steal your roster here, Daryl.
Yeah, I got them both sides here. You had to rip them out of that.
Oh, I see.
I see. Hinman Mitchell inbounds to Stoneberger. Stoneberger passes back to Mitchell. She'll take it to the bucket. Shot is up, no good. Gets her own rebound, and it's blocked down low. Will be fouled, however. I believe they're going to call that on Kester. It will be on Maddie. That is her first foul of the matchup. Hinman Mitchell misses the first.
Trojans won this game last year 64-51. Looks like they're going to on pace to surpass that margin tonight. Nice drive by Jariah Adolph. I think we encountered this issue last year, Daryl, but we need to have a discussion with whoever's making the rosters for Parsons. I'm not quite sure how these are arranged.
You know, I've never been a fan of the book style, first of all. And second of all, you can't have it by grade. You got to have it by number.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
You're not doing anyone in the stands any favors by having it by grade. (42-14), already a huge lead here in the first half. Himmy Mitchell looks to shoot. She'll go baseline instead. Walker playing tight defense on her. Stoneberger has it outside, passes off to Ball. Ball, little stutter step. She will be called for the travel. And Trojans will have it back. It's been turnovers and defense for the Trojans that have won them this first half so far.
And last year all along, it was that the freshmen and the underclassmen who would come into the game for the Trojans and provide that defensive spark. And this year they're starters, and so that spark that's from the get-go.
Yeah, and Kester going to go down there and get a little bucket on the baseline drive. Yeah, they're starters this year. Started off with Carson Oran on the floor. She's not on the floor right now, but her joined alongside by Keller has been an absolute force to be reckoned with. They have a few steals between the two of them. Oran with the majority.
And then Sisney ends up with that loose ball. And again, another contact foul out in the open floor. And that's probably just some frustration right there. They're going to whistle Alex Stoneberger with that one.
Back in the game for the Lady Vikings, number 23, Ayana Robertson.
Adolph pushing the floor. She hands off to Keller. Keller to Sisney. Sisney back to Kester. Kester inside Keller. She'll have it down low. Right hand. Good.
Nice cut.
And poor camera work, I'll say. I'm still working on this.
Well, you're doing like 3 jobs at once now. I'm just trying to wade through this roster to fill out my scorebook, which there's no point at this point. So,
second half stats just as important as the first.
Sure they are.
Especially when it's going to be all the young freshmen who get in, get some playing time.
Yeah.
Barring that this game stays on the pace that it's at. Something new we discussed with Zach. I had Zach Benzo up here earlier. I don't know if you noticed, Josh, they got a shot clock now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Here in high school ball, it's a pilot trial is what Keisha defines it as. A couple member schools have the opportunity to put it in. They're going to run it for a year and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think one of our local leagues, I think the SEK is using it and the CNC chose not to. So when the Trojans play CNC league games, there won't be a shot clock. At least that's my understanding. Kester thought she got all ball there, but usually when you're swiping down at it, you're going to get that whistle. Coach Herlocker not a fan of the call. The official explaining it, and Brad does not look convinced. He looks skeptical.
Kester had a big block earlier in the match, and since then she's kind of been going for that swat. You get a taste of it, it's hard to leave it be.
I think if this coaching thing doesn't work out for Coach Herlocker, he could be a lobbyist maybe up in Topeka. He's really working that ref.
Something he's been pretty good at over the years, I'd have to say.
They send him up to Topeka and get us a 4-lane highway.
Straight to Parsons.
Oh. You mean around? Yeah. I didn't see that one on Stoneberger. She must have, like, thrown an elbow or something.
Yeah.
Because she was on the outside of that. All the contact occurred under the bucket.
I was wondering the same thing. I didn't comment on it because I was kind of just interested as to the call. Walker had that inside position.
Oh, Kester.
3 from outside.
Dagger. I don't know if you call it a dagger when you're up 49-14, but.
Dagger of hopes and wills.
That's right. Geller driving, turns it over.
Well, that's that same sort of swat foul we saw just moments ago. Kester's going to have to come out of the game. She's got 3 early fouls. Adolph will take it across the Viking at center court. She passes off to Keller. Now working around. Adolph has it back at the top of the key. She will hold it. Looks like they're going to go for one of the last shots here. With that shot clock, won't be able to take it. Fouled inside is Keller. They're going to call it on Stoneberger, I believe. Trojans should have it under the basket, not quite in that bonus territory yet. Adolph will be the one to inbound. Adolph. Corner to Stafford, her 3-ball. Doesn't get the friendly roll. They're going to call a jump ball. Good to see she's coming off the court. That was Heidi Schultz who just went out of the game. She was holding the back of her head. Never want.
Thumped it pretty hard against the court.
Yeah. You never want a player to go out, especially with any kind of head injury. So smart of coach to take her out for the time being. 20 seconds remaining. Vikings hold on to the ball so far. Ray will get fouled down low. She will have free throws. Herlocker once again questioning the call. I don't know if you saw that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, but
he's working tonight.
Yeah,
he's on the clock. Look, we actually got a great angle of it. You can really see all the drama.
Well, now it will be time for the last shot. Adolph brings it across. Passes off Keller to Merrill. Merrill back to Adolph at the top of the key. With just 3 seconds remaining. Runner on the way, no good.
It would have counted, though.
Yeah, it would have counted. She got it off in time. Well, at the half, 49-18 is your score. The Girard Trojan boys will take the floor to warm up for their game coming up after this one. But first, we have our halftime show coming up right after this quick break.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Welcome back to Parsons High School, Parsons, Kansas. We're at halftime of tonight's girls matchup between the Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. At the break, Trojans lead it by 31, 49-18. I'm Josh Ledner, alongside me, Daryl McClade. Finally got here. Got a little bit of a late start. Then there was some traffic mishaps on 400 Highway. Here now.
It's all that matters.
That's right. This is the GN Bank Halftime Show, brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. Well, pretty lopsided first half, and the Trojans' defensive pressure has been the story. They've shot the ball pretty well as a team, and they've out-rebounded Parsons here in this first half, and if you're on the short end of those categories, it's a recipe for disaster, and that's where the Vikings find themselves here at the half, down 49-18. And Daryl, we talked about some of those underclassmen from last year that came in for Coach Herlocker squad, and they really provided a spark last year. And this year they're in the starting lineup, and they picked up right where they left off, being pests on defense, very quick to the ball, and they do a pretty good job of rebounding, getting into the passing lanes. And tonight it's resulted in a pretty lopsided score here at the half.
Yeah, we had mentioned it pretty early on. It kind of looks like the Vikings are at, I guess, danger of those early season woes. You know, they had a lot of turnovers to start off. They couldn't really cross half court because of Carson Oran and Kennedy Keller just being little pests up there, taking that ball away from them. It was honestly just kind of fun to watch. Oran's just a very aggressive, scrappy player on the defensive side. On the floor probably more than she is standing up playing defense. And then Keller, you can say the same for her as well. They push the floor quick, and it's been fun to watch so far. But you mentioned them being underclassmen. They are still underclassmen. Keller being just a sophomore. And then someone that people don't always recognize is not a senior is Maddie Kester. I thought she was a senior coming in this season. I misspoke a few times.
Just a sophomore last year.
Exactly. I misspoke a few times during the volleyball broadcast saying she was a senior. Sarah promptly corrected me, of course. But her just being a junior is so huge for this Girard team because they've got plenty of good seasons to come. Focusing on this one here, obviously, and they've got a chance to go far, but they are still so young. So you got to be careful of making mistakes early on because a young team normally a little apt to do so. However, it looks pretty pure and golden to start off for the Girard Trojans.
And then on the boys' side, the Trojans getting set to take on the Vikings here in the nightcap. Trojan boys finished last year 16-6. They were sub-state runners-up. They returned 4 seniors, 5 juniors, 6 sophomore, and 5 freshmen. We may not see those freshmen tonight. Parsons boys finished last season 9-12 and didn't advance out of their sub-state. And so the Trojans victorious last year, 65-56 over the Vikings. They're trying to keep that trend up. And always a good season opening matchup here in Parsons between these two teams. I feel like last year's game was here too.
Yeah, I do remember it being here because I remember seeing this court on the broadcast.
Yeah, so it's not a home and away. It's an away and away. We'll see next year if this one will be in Girard or not. But a good atmosphere, a great gym for basketball here in Parsons. And it's been traditionally a basketball school, but they've had their troubles here the last few years and trying to get that turned around this season. But going to have a tall order here tonight against this Trojan squad that returns quite a bit of experience last year. And a lot of these guys who maybe weren't starters last year got a lot of experience coming off the bench. So a pretty salty squad that Girard's going to put on the floor here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they perform. You're not going to have those two juggernauts, if you will, and Aiden Troike and Ethan Brooks. So it's a chance for some players to step up. They've got their chance now, as you said, coming off the bench last season. Some of them might have gotten a couple of starts throughout those couple of games that they played, but it's going to be exciting to see. You got Scott Moore coming in as a senior. He's going to be the big presence down low, obviously. And then Ranson Bourne is going to have to be a senior leader with the ball. Obviously, his older brothers have probably taught him well. Being the youngest guy on the block, he's had to go through the ringer with all of them, and I'm sure. I'm hoping that him leading the team tonight is going to lead to some success for our Trojan boys.
All right, that Eye on the Game brought to you by Kanar Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Kanar Eye Care is here to make sure you see what you're looking at. Kanar Eye Care with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at KanarEyeCare.com. We'll step away for a quick minute. We come back, more of the GN Bank halftime show as we get you set for the second half here between the Trojan girls and Parsons, and then get you set for the nightcap between the boys, Trojans and Vikings, coming up after the break. All right, we're back getting set for the second half between the Trojans and the Vikings. Girard's girls had a whopper of a first half. They lead at 49-18 to begin the third quarter. As Kester with it on the wing. Back up top to Oran. Now back to Maddie. Looking down low. Now Oran will reset. Over to Erica Boatman on the wing. She'll put it on the floor. Kicks into the corner to Adolph. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound comes down to Cadence Ball. And she's going to be fouled. I believe they're going to whistle this one on Keller. And they do.
Yeah, Keller just trying to play aggressive, trying to rip that ball away. It's worked for her most of the night, but there she's going to get called going for the arm instead of the ball. A little foul on her, just her second, though.
All the Trojans will back off except Kennedy Keller, who will pick up Alex Stoneberger. And she crosses the timeline. Parsons working it around the perimeter. Sayla Ray with it. She'll put it into the corner, tipped away. Marley Sisney that was Adolph who got a hand in there. And Adolph, a lot of length for Jiraiya. She really can shut down a passing lane pretty quickly and give other teams fits. A lot of good on-the-ball defenders for the Trojans. That one in and out. Rebound comes down to Stoneberger. And then she walked with it, and that'll turn it back over to the Trojans.
Yeah, you mentioned Jiraiya Adolph's length on the ball. I got to imagine she's been used most of her life to playing outside the arc defense, and that's going to come up huge for the Trojans as she's going to play more of a big man role as she's one of the taller players on the team now.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing her in that 3 spot, the small forward. Kester going to pull the trigger on a 3, won't go. Rebound comes down to Hinman Mitchell. She loses it. Now it ends up back in the hands of Adolph. She goes to the bucket, and she's fouled. And Jiraiya will head to the line to shoot 2. They're going to whistle that foul on Hinman Mitchell, who missed the shot. That's her second. I believe it's just the first team foul on Parsons here in the second half. First shot for Adolph is good. And she hits them both. 51-18 the lead. Vikings work it into the corner now. Back up top. Cadence Ball with it. She'll give it up to Hinman Mitchell. Now back to Ball. Puts it on the floor. And a little miscommunication there on the outside. It goes out of bounds. It'll be turned back over to the Trojans. 6:36 to play, third quarter.
It's just been kind of that story all night long, miscommunication on the offensive side, and it leads to only scoring 18 points throughout the game.
This official here has some rockin' tattoos on his forearm. Got a basketball hoop in the net. I mean, that's a nice one.
We'll try and get a close-up of it here in a minute.
Yeah, just test your camera work, girl. The three-pointer by Kester, no good. Vikings with the rebound. They'll push it up the floor. Cadence Ball with it. Now into the corner. Stoneberger. Back up top to Ball. Now she loses it, and it ends up with Orand, and then there's a scrum for it on the floor. Back to Kester. Quickly ahead, and an easy layup for Kennedy Keller. Trojans outscoring the Vikings 4-0 so far here in this third quarter. Extending the defense out. Really giving the guards for Parsons a tough time as they get it down low. And another turnover. Trojans end up with it, and just trying to wade through this roster here, Darryl. Outside to Kester. She'll put it on the floor. Goes baseline off the glass. Too strong. And the rebound controlled by the Vikings. That's Stoneberger came away with it. Quickly ahead. The shot no good by Sayla Ray. Trojans with the rebound. Boatman back the other way. Quickly over to Keller. And a good look from Erica Boatman. Gets the assist. Kennedy Keller with another bucket. Trojans lead at 55-18.
As she was charging there, I was kind of hoping she'd look up and see Keller was wide open underneath the basket. Does at the last minute. Drops off the dish, and Keller, another easy bucket down low.
Like a 2-on-1 drill in practice. Over on the side as Ray drives baseline, can't come up with the shot. Rebound Boatman, and the Trojans will slow it down a little bit, coming back on the offensive end as we're under 4.5 to play third quarter. Trojans in the driver's seat. Erica Boatman will pull up a three, nothing but air, and that'll turn it back over to Vikings. Why not, Erica? You know, if you're going to pull the trigger on a three, this is the time.
Yeah, well, it's something I've always admired about Coach Herlocker's play style. He really allows these girls to just play. You know, he doesn't dismiss anyone from shooting a shot outside. If you got an open look, send it. You got the green light. Why not?
Yeah, and, you know, we're up by 30 plus. Might as well
especially
work on that outside shot, you know.
You never know. Might come up big later in the season.
Cadence ball spinning into the lane. Her shot won't go. Jariah Adolph comes up with the loose ball. Long outlet pass ahead to Keller, but it's cut off and stolen by Hinman Mitchell coming back the other way. She gets it down low to Schultz. Now back in the corner to Cadence ball, and that Trojan defense forces Parsons to get the ball out of the lane, but they do pick up a foul on the outside. They're going to whistle that one on Orand. And that's Carson's fourth, so she'll sit. Boatman comes out of the game as well. And it's time for me to learn some new faces. Bailey Walker into the game for Girard, along with Brooke Stafford. Nice three-point bucket that time by Sayla Ray. Gives the Parsons fans something to cheer about. Cuts the margin to 58-21. I thought that went in, but the scoreboard has not a...
That was our bucket.
Oh, that was our bucket. Okay.
Yeah. Now you're on
Now
it.
there it is.
Yeah.
58-21. Sisney with it, back up top to Adolph. Now back over to Sisney on the wing. She'll put it on the floor. Across to Stafford. Now back up top to Adolph, and they'll reset. Keller into the lane. Outside. Stafford's shot on the way is good for three. And the Trojan fans fired up about that. She had one go in and out earlier in the second quarter. That one drains. Almost a walk that time by Cadence Ball. And then it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Girard. It'll stay with Parsons. 2:23 to play in the third. Trojans way out in front. Hinman Mitchell will inbound. Gets it back. Shot partially blocked. As Sayla Ray tried the three-pointer, but Trojan got a hand on it. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with Parsons as Maddie Kester gets set to check back in at the scorer's table. She'll replace Adolph. Take a seat. And there's a held ball. It'll stay with Parsons. Ayana Robertson has checked into the game for Parsons. She's number 23 out there.
Hear the bench yelling, Maddie, you're the point guard. Kind of a shocked look on her face when she was told that.
Like, oh, me? Okay. Now Sisney with it. On the left side, they'll get it back up top to Kester, who has recently been informed she's the point guard. Stafford's shot just a little bit short off the front iron. Quickly back the other way as Heidi Schultz gets deep under the bucket and can't get the shot to fall. Trojans come away with it, and they'll slow it down as we're under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Stafford tried again. Short off the front iron. She's been close several times. Ray with it, pushing her way down low, can't get it to fall. Sisney comes away with the rebound. And she'll jog it up the court for the Trojans as they no need to hurry. Keller walked with it as she faked a pass, picked up her pivot foot. And that's why we don't leave our feet to pass, Daryl.
She knew it immediately, too.
You saw the eye roll.
Yeah. She's a little frustrated with herself. Man, he does have some cool tattoos. You were right.
I'm telling you, man. Hinman Mitchell gets the ball inbounds. Schultz with it. Now up top. Hinman Mitchell gets it back on the right wing. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Robertson, and her putback is good.
Just over the top. She had the height advantage. Ball came right to her.
Another shot by Stafford, no good. She's shot a few of them from that same spot. And a reach-in foul going to be whistled against Bailey Walker for the Trojans. That's her second. Third team foul on Girard.
Back in the game for the Lady Vikes, number 11, Katie's ball, number 22, Alex Thornburg.
Hinman Mitchell inbounds. She'll get it back. On the wing, kicks it over to Cadence Ball. Three-pointer on the way is good.
I don't know the exact stats on Cadence Ball, but she's probably accounted for about 75% of the Vikings' points.
Well, the Trojans took off and left Marley Sisney down there all alone and finally came back, so she had someone to inbound the ball to. Now Kester will pull the trigger on a three, in and out. And a scrum for the rebound. Body's hitting the floor. Trojans come away with it. Now Sisney with it, in trouble. She'll do the wraparound pass. Ends up with Stafford on the other wing. Back up top to Keller, or to Kester, excuse me. And now Sisney will back it out. The Trojans will reset. Now Sisney will try the three. Oh, off the front iron. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Girard leading it 61-26. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live. Welcome back to the Paris of Labette County. We're here in Parsons. Trojans leading it 61-26 over the Parsons Vikings. Getting set for the final frame tonight. Let's see how long these coaches take to get deep into the bench tonight. Personnel Rand will bring it up for Girard. Now Adolph with it, top of the key. Into the corner. Kester will put it on the floor, drives baseline, tries to give it up to Boatman. Now she goes to work, back out to Keller. Shot on the way, off the glass and good. The bank is open for Kennedy Keller. Parsons quickly back the other way. Ball with it, gives it up to Hinman Mitchell. She's going to drive baseline, runs out of room. And the ball's deflected, or caroms off a leg down there. And they're going to say last touch by Jariah Adolph. It'll stay with Parsons. Ball inbounded over the top. Stoneberger with it. Now Hinman Mitchell around the horn to Robertson, and it's poked away, and ball ends up with Boatman. And the Trojans get another turnover, and they're back on offense. Adolph down low to Keller, off the glass, no good. Rebound, Boatman. Her putback, no good. And Robertson comes away with it. And they're going to whistle a reach-in foul on, nope, just tipped it out of bounds. Did Kennedy Keller. I was going to say it looked pretty clean from here. Coach Wes Kroll wanted the foul, didn't get it. Now Stoneberger will handle into the corner to Sailor Ray. Now down low, tipped, blocked by Boatman, and she's going to get her own block. And did they whistle a foul on Boatman for passing the ball?
Well, she had an initial little shoulder chuck in there. Kind of went into
creating some space.
Yeah, creating space down low.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how long would it take to get the young faces in there, and not very long is the answer.
And a shift change, a line change for the Trojans. We are going to learn some new names, Daryl. Here we go.
Perfect.
Ray with it. Now Hinman Mitchell on the wing. Into the corner to Ray. Her three-pointer is good.
I believe every single player besides Autumn Avery has been in so far in the matchup.
Oran has it. Top of the key. And a timeout. Trojans want to talk it over. A 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here.
Yep, bunch of young faces out there now, going to get their start, potentially their first ever minutes here on a high school basketball floor. Season opener, and some of these freshman faces, they got their chance to prove themselves early on.
5:03 left to play in this final quarter. The Trojans way out in front. They lead it by 34 over the Parsons Vikings. Brooke Stafford inbound for Girard coming out of the timeout. Gets it into Oran, back to Stafford. She'll launch a three, off the mark, no good. And they're going to whistle a foul on the rebound against Autumn Avery. Now quickly down the other way come the Vikings. Sailor Ray with it, back up top to Hinman Mitchell. Now out to Cadence Ball, shot on the way, no good. And it caroms out of bounds, and it'll be Trojan ball. Oran will handle it across half court. Stafford with it. Back over to Oran. They'll swing it around the horn to Avery, and she's going to be whistled for the travel. Moved her feet before the dribble, and that'll turn it back over to Parsons. Clock continues to run, now down around 4 minutes.
I believe this entire fourth quarter has employed a running clock so far.
Yeah. Ball with it at the top, back to Hinman Mitchell on the wing. She'll put it on the floor, drives baseline. She's cut off, kicks it back out to Ball. She tries the cross-court pass to Sailor Ray. She'll drive and take a little floater, no good. Rebound comes down to the Trojans. That's Creeley Merrill who pulled it down. And tipped out of bounds as she passed it ahead to Bailey Walker, but her shot was deflected out of bounds. I don't know if I'd call that a block. I think it happened below the shoulder. When it happens below the shoulder, I don't think it's a block.
Is it more of a steal? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Strip, maybe? A strip?
Yeah, there we go.
Can't be a steal. And a three-pointer by Stafford.
She's been launching threes from outside.
Relentlessly raining threes.
You like to see it. especially when a few of them go in. That makes it even sweeter of a deal.
Ball hands it off to Sayla Ray. Now back to ball. Cross-court pass to Hinman Mitchell. She'll put it on the floor. Steps through a double team. Gets the shot to fall and the foul. Whistled that one on Autumn Avery. That's 2 on Autumn. Getting her money's worth in some limited minutes.
You know, you get 5 fouls a game.
That's right. Can't take them with you. Hinman Mitchell's first free throw off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. It'll stay with Parsons. Clock continues to run. Now about 2 minutes left to play. Oh, nice save inbounds. That was Creeley Merrill who saved that one in. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Ray. She's going to push it up the floor. Trojans hassling her, and the steal comes away to O'Rand, and then she's fouled by Ray after the steal. Minute and a half now and counting. Stafford gets it into O'Rand. Back to Stafford. Back now top to O'Rand. They'll swing it around to Avery. Her shot no good. Rebound comes down to Robertson, but her pass ahead too strong for Sayla Ray, and it'll give it right back to the Trojans.
Yeah, just over a minute left. Everyone's letting it fly now. You might as well try and get the points while you can. Pad those stats a little bit.
No guardrails, Daryl. No guardrails. Shot on the way from Stafford, rattles around and good.
Finally gets the lucky roll.
Hey, she's got 3 of them here in the second half.
Yeah, the other 2 were swishes.
You're right. That's the first one to draw iron and go down.
Yeah. The first 2 that she had missed bounced around the rim for a little bit and went in, so, you know.
Carson O'Rand now with it. Back to Stafford. You thought about it. You saw her thinking about it.
Yep. Contested. Might as well.
Back to O'Rand.
They have the opportunity to draw this down.
Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Robertson. Under 20 seconds now. Hinman Mitchell up quickly. Ray with it. And that one would have been thrown away if not for Bailey Walker trying to make a play on the ball.
Well, I think the Trojans...
I'll give it back to Parsons, but they're going to have to inbound it very quickly here. And that's going to do it. Trojans win it 69-31. And this one not really in doubt since about halfway through the first quarter. Trojan defense really the difference in this one. And they pull away for the easy win, and now the boys will take the floor and start warming up for the nightcap here tonight. This one likely to be a bit more of a competitive affair, you would think, Daryl.
I'd have to say, I mean, typically the Parsons Vikings bring in a pretty good squad, so I'd imagine that that this boys team is going to bring in obviously they've got a bunch of good players, and typically on the boys side, you see a little bit more of a competitive matchup. The Girard Trojan boys haven't had those players coming up like the Trojans have had for a few years now. And we'll get to see how the Trojans play without any real emergent star just quite yet. We're going to see a little bit of Ransom Bourne, a little bit of Scott Moore, a little bit of Levi Blair, I imagine, and we'll get to see just kind of how they perform overall. It'll be an interesting season opener for the Trojans, and hope they come out with the win.
Well, if you didn't know already, this is the Eastside Cafe postgame show brought to you by Eastside Cafe. Experience the best breakfast in town 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard. Proud supporters of Trojan Athletics. And nobody gets sacked in basketball.
Unfortunately,
so we're not liable to get Trojan sack short stack.
Yeah.
But don't rule it out. You know, nothing's statistically impossible.
That's true.
But,
I've always wanted to ask Andrew from Eastside, like, hey, what can we do for basketball season? You know, there's no real stat that's very rare, kind of like that sack in football.
How about a big dunk biscuits and gravy?
I like that.
Like, I don't know.
Get that ball to Scott Moore down low.
Yeah, we'll start pitching those ideas around town and see what happens. Well, Daryl, I think we go ahead and take a break, and I'm going to go try and get some starting lineups from these coaches. When we come back, we'll start getting into this boys matchup tonight between the Trojans and the Vikings.
Why settle for less than the best? Croc-Can's gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott, and many rural areas in between. Croc-Can has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Croc-Can.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Eastside Cafe post-game show. I'm Daryl McLeod, joined alongside now by head coach Brad Herlocker. Coach, it was just kind of a dominant game overall. You mentioned that Parsons has a new coach coming in, just taking them a little bit to get things going.
Yeah, and they lost a lot of players from last year. Last year's about probably the complete opposite game as far as they had, some really mature players, a bunch of seniors that year, and they probably exploited our inexperience last year in that game, and it was the tale of two years, and so this year we had a lot more experience. Kids are coming every day to practice and just absolutely working, and putting their heart and soul into every practice, and it really showed tonight. I thought the kids were really prepared.
Yeah, you mentioned some inexperience last season. Obviously, a lot of your players, freshman, sophomore, this year with another year under their belt. You really saw it today. Carson Horan, Kennedy Keller, Maddie Kester now being a junior. I mean, what does it show that these players, you mentioned coming to practice and stuff, they've been improving so much, and I think it showed here tonight.
Yeah, as last season wore on, it got harder and harder to keep those younger kids off the court, and they just got better and better. And Kennedy Keller and Carson Orand are just so good together defensively. If you notice there at the beginning of the game and what they were able to do, and they just do a really nice job working on it. They each know what the other ones kind of do, and it's kind of uncanny what they're able to do defensively for us that just completely disrupted the start of that game and kind of got us on our run. Maddie Kester, my goodness, she couldn't miss there.
Yeah.
It looked like the goal had to look like the ocean. I think. I was never that good of a shooter, so I wouldn't know what that would look like. But she had a really nice night. Erica Boatman has been lights out in practice, and she had a really good start to the game and got a tough one there. She got a foul, I think is actually one of Maddie's fouls got issued to her, so she got some foul trouble and kind of was in foul trouble the whole game. But, with the way the kids were playing, it really didn't matter.
Yeah, Coach, got a long drive home tonight, so I won't keep you too long. Last thing I want to ask you, looking forward to next week, what things you going to improve on from this game and what do you expect?
Oh, well, again, where they were inexperienced, we've got Nevada on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And they're about I think 7 or 8. They'll be about 7 or 8 games in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those deals that, we're going to be at game 2 execution and they're at game 8 execution. If you know anything about basketball, that's a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Coming over from the Missouri side, they're going to be rough, and so we're going to have to put the chin straps up, strap it on and be ready to roll. And again, though, if the kids come out with the kind of discipline, and I just love the way they share the ball. They're running through the offense. It's not anybody forcing shots. We're getting wide open shots, wide open looks, and the shots were falling tonight. When the shots are falling like that, man, you're just going to look pretty darn good. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. That was Coach Herlocker.
Appreciate
joining
you guys
us here on the Eastside Cafe postgame show. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll move into the pregame show here for the boys' game, the late slate of tonight's matchup, all after the break here on Girard Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Communicating with current and potential customers is a must in the world of business. Advertising is nothing more than communication and an invitation. Look no further than Norris Advertising, offering a wide variety of services from billboards, radio across the 4 states, and digital ad services like ZTV, YouTube, geofencing, streaming, and more beyond the local view. Looking to upgrade your storefront? Norris Advertising is your go-to for local digital sign sales. Norris Advertising. Get your ads to work.
From the football field to the bean field, the right equipment can make all the difference. Gear up for harvest, expand your fleet, or grow your business with Tyler Jackman at Big Iron Auctions. Tyler can improve your operation conveniently, efficiently, and effectively. And if you're selling one piece or the whole operation, Big Iron can connect you with over 750,000 registered bidders. Buying or selling, go big. Big Iron Auctions. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115. BigIronAuctions.com.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crawcan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crawcan has to offer at CKT.net. Welcome back to Parsons, Kansas, getting set for the nightcap tonight, the boys' game between the Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. This is the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Welcome back. I'm Josh Ledner. Alongside me, Daryl McLeod, and Daryl did a great job calling the opener tonight, the girls' game, running the camera, doing it all by himself as I was caught in a vicious traffic jam in the middle of nowhere out on 400 Highway.
I can't say I did it all by myself. I had the help of Zach Benzo.
That's right. Benzo stepping in. Clutch performance by Zach tonight, helping out in that first game. He thanked me, Daryl.
I know.
He's like, hey, thank you. I'm like, thanks for being
late. Thanks for being
horribly late. Yeah. Well, it all worked out, and hopefully we can take credit for Zach's budding broadcasting career. Don't let BJ find out he can do it. Yeah. He'll be working all the time. All right, so last season the Parsons boys finished 9-12 on the year. Trojans finished 16-6. They won last year's matchup by 9, 65-56. Trojans were co-champs of the CNC League and were runners-up in their sub-state. They lost that sub-state championship game to a Riverton squad that was pretty much just driven by Locke North, who has fortunately graduated from Riverton. And so Trojans will be glad to hear that. They returned 4 seniors to this starting lineup, along with 5 juniors who saw a lot of action last year, as well as 6 sophomores. A couple of them saw some action last year as well. And the Trojans looking to get off to a good start here tonight against Parsons. And looking at the warm-ups for Parsons, a lot of guys standing back behind the arc, so they're going to test that perimeter defense of the Trojans tonight, trying to extend them out a little bit, maybe try and create some gaps down low against this Trojan squad. And so Girard, along with having to take good care of the basketball here tonight on the road, going to have to play some pretty good perimeter defense, you would think.
I'd say that's the truth, especially since looking around at the floor, doesn't appear to be too much height on that Parsons squad. You got 1 or 2 guys out there who maybe match up to some of our guards, but Scott Moore should have a field day down low, especially defensively speaking. He should be able to shut down the inside the lane, and I got to imagine that's probably why Parsons is focusing on this outside shot, because creating inside is going to be really tough when you don't have too much of a height advantage.
Those keys to the game brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for them and their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highways 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, or see their full selection online at evansmotors.net. Let's step away for a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll get you your starting lineups as we move closer to tip-off of the nightcap here in Parsons. The Trojans and the Vikings coming up.
Are you tired of waiting for your internet to load at a snail's pace? Or feeling like your connection is slower than a sloth's morning routine? Maybe your current internet feels as speedy as a sunbathing turtle. Well, say goodbye to the slow lane and welcome to Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, where we leave the slow movers in the dust. You'll zoom through the web faster than Sharky being swarmed by his adoring fans. Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, because life's too short to wait for slow connections.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com. Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Welcome back to Parsons, Kansas. Getting set for tip-off tonight between the Trojan boys and the Parsons Vikings boys. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carlos Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. First for the Parsons Vikings, they'll start 5'9" senior guard Connor Barkus, 6'1" senior forward DeMay Johnson, 6' senior guard Joe Keel, 6' junior guard Jager Quirin. That was going to be giving me trouble all night. And 6'4" junior forward Connor Largent. For the Trojans, they'll start 5'8" senior guard Ranson Bourne, 6'1" senior guard Siler Sammons, 6'2" sophomore forward Ben Cullen, 6'3" sophomore guard Cam Smith, and 6'5" senior center / power forward Scott Moore.
Yeah, pretty stout offensive lineup. A lot of older folks on the Girard team. I say older folks.
I am older folks.
I'm starting to get older folks now, Josh. I'll tell you what.
Daryl, come on, man.
But
you still got milk on your chin.
A lot of juniors and seniors coming up for this Girard team. It'll be exciting to see how they do this season. A lot of senior leadership. Scott Moore and Ranson Bourne returning as some of those key players last season. It's going to be good to see them kind of just take over this team and lead them to hopefully plenty of wins.
And a couple of guys came off the bench last year and got a lot of experience. Ben Cullen, one of them. Siler Sammons, another. Ranson Bourne also came off the bench quite a bit last year. And so, although these guys may not have started a lot of games last year, they did get a lot of time out on the court. And Cam Smith is one of those kids who did start some games last year for the Trojans. And he brings quite a bit of experience and a good eye shooting the ball as well.
Cam Smith's going to be exciting to see. Like you mentioned, got some starts, but here's who the Trojans should rely on tonight. It's going to be Scott Moore getting announced. He's got the height advantage over the other team, should shut things down defensively, and hopefully is going to put up a lot of points for the Trojans tonight.
So Jess Murphy, listening in, has texted me an idea, the triple-double stack. So if a Trojan player maybe gets a triple-double, but Daryl, this will require me to keep good stats, and so it's less and less likely to happen.
That is true.
We won't know who has a triple-double. Could be everybody, could be nobody.
The triple-double stack. Jess Murphy's always full of good ideas, I got to tell you.
This guy.
I kind of want a triple-double stack, tell you the truth.
Yeah, I didn't eat anything because I was in a traffic jam. So that sounds great.
Yeah. I got spaghetti waiting on me at home.
I'm about to go destroy the popcorn concession stand at halftime. Trojans getting set for the opening tip, brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank, proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard.
Opening tip-off of the season now. We'll get to see if any of those early season woes affect the Trojans.
Don't speak it into existence, Daryl.
Hoping it affects the other team.
Moore controls the tip out to Sammons. Now quickly ahead to Ranson Bourne, and the Trojans will have the ball to start the game. Cross court to Sammons, into the corner to Ben Cullen, back up top to Cam Smith. Free throw line for Scott Moore. He'll elevate, shot on the way, off the mark, and the rebound tipped back inbounds, saved by the Vikings. Now Parsons with a chance to score first. Joe Keel with it. Up top to DeMay Johnson. Now they try to get it low to Johnson, and it's thrown away out of bounds. The pass just too high and behind Johnson. And the first turnover of the game for the Vikings. Cam Smith will bring it up for the Trojans, picks up his dribble on the wing, and there's going to be an over and back and a turnover against the Trojans. Smith just kind of dribbled into trouble there and then picked up his dribble, and a difficult situation, tried to get it out to Siler Sammons. Not able to preserve the possession, so DeMay Johnson to inbound directly in front of the scorer's table here, now directly in front of us.
This ref's making him go all over.
Yeah, no, 2 steps to your left. Connor Barkus with it. Onto the wing to Joe Keel. Now down low to Johnson. Has it poked away. Gets it back. And throws it away out of bounds. So 2 turnovers on 2 trips down the floor for Parsons. And my watch is concerned, Daryl, that this is a loud environment.
That's what you like to see. We're over here on the Girard side.
Didn't buzz once during that girls' game. Salmons with it, top of the key. Now Cullen gets it around to Bourne. He's going to drive baseline, and he's fouled by Connor Barkus, who was giving him the forearm shiv all the way to the baseline. First personal, first team foul on the Vikings. Trojans inbound with Cam Smith to throw it in from the baseline. Into Bourne. Back up top now to Salmons. He'll swing it around to Scott Moore on the wing. That one poked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trojans. As Connor Barkus did a good job jumping the passing lane, but couldn't haul it in. And now Smith will inbound from in front of the scorer's table.
I think a lot of the Parsons players wondering how Trojans got away with that one. Kind of slipped through Bourne's hands. Ref didn't see it, so it'll stay on the Trojan side.
And there's going to be an offensive foul called against Girard. That one's going to be whistled against Siler Salmons. That's his first team foul on the Trojans. It'll turn it over to Parsons. Barkus will bring it across half court. Now to Johnson, top of the key, gets it down low to Largent. Back out to Johnson, his shot no good. Rebound Barkus into the corner, Largent. Now they'll swing it around. Largent with it on the wing, back to Barkus. Johnson with it, way out top. Now Keel will drive, his shot no good, but he's going to draw the foul. And let's see, they whistle this one on. I think it's going to go against Salmons. And it is. 2 quick ones on Siler Salmons. And that'll send Keel to the line to shoot 2. And Joe breaks the ice. And Parson leads it 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Yeah, it looks like Trojan's going to bring in Blake Brocobb now to replace Siler Salmons. 2 quick fouls. Got to get him out of the game. Make sure he doesn't get into foul trouble. Such a key player late in games.
Johnson goes down after the free throw. Shot no good. Cam Smith comes away with it for the Trojans. He'll push it up the floor, gives it up to Brocobb. Now back up top to Bourne and to Smith in the corner. Moore with it at the free throw line. Scott trying to get position down low. Back up top to Smith. Cullen tries a long bounce pass. It's poked away and then stolen right back by Bourne. Reverse layup, no good. Tipped around, and they're going to have a offensive foul against the Trojans. I think they're going to get Scott Moore maybe with an over the back. Or is that one against Bourne? I'm just going to say tipped out of bounds, I guess, by Scott Moore. No foul on the play. Parsons with the ball, leading at 1-0. 5:41 to play first quarter.
I saw what you were looking at, though. Scott Moore went up over trying to tip that over his head. I thought they were going to get that on him, too.
Largent with it on the wing. Now Sawyer into the lane with it, and he walked with it. Bourne will bring it up the floor for the Trojans. Moore with it in the corner. They'll swing it around the horn. Brocobb, his pass picked off by Barkus. Now it's a one-on-one. Barkus going the other way. His shot off the glass is good. Trojans kind of telegraphing some passes here in this first quarter, and Parsons able to come up with a turnover on that play and a near turnover last time down the floor. Moore with it, top of the key, over to Ransom Bourne. Back up top to Cullen. Into the corner to Smith, down low. And they're going to whistle an offensive foul against Scott Moore, working against Dante Johnson. Or I'm sorry, Demarius Johnson. And that's first on Moore, third on the Trojans as they trail at 3-0 here early. unable to get their offense in sync. This Parsons defense has been quick to the ball. Now a drive by Keel. He'll kick it into the corner. Sawyer, his wraparound pass intended for Largent, goes out of bounds, and that'll give it back to Girard.
Both teams facing a little bit of a lack of discipline to start, throwing a lot of passes away, a lot of missed catches, a lot of fouls to start the matches.
Fourth turnover of the game on the Vikings. Brocob with it on the baseline, had trouble with the pass, now gets it to Moore off the glass, and it's good. Trojans light the lamp tonight for the first time, and they trail it by 1, 3-2. Sawyer with it, top of the key, back to Johnson. He'll give it up to Quirin. His shot no good. Now it ends up back in Johnson's hands. Now Sawyer with it, top of the key, crosses over, and they're going to whistle a blocking foul on Ben Cullen. That's the first foul on Cullen. Fourth team foul on the Trojans, starting to stack up. Johnson will take a seat. And another turnover. It's number 5 for the Vikings. The Trojans almost turned it over. Bourne able to save it inbounds. Now into the corner to Ben Cullen. Ben tried to go to work baseline. Now throws it off the defender. It'll stay with the Trojans as he threw it off the leg of Jaeger Quirin.
Yeah, it's a good heads-up play by Cullen. Gets stuck in the corner a little bit. Can't really get a way out. Yeah, well, just might as well make it a turnover on the other team. Throw it off their leg, get yourself the ball on the baseline, reset here, get a good inbounds play, and try and score off it.
Ben Cullen will sit Levi Blair into the game for the first time tonight for Girard. Demay Johnson checked into the game, but not with the scorer's table, so the officials making him go back over there and do the proper procedure. Now Bourne with it, cut off by Barkus, gets it down low to Moore. Back up top to Blair, now Smith with it on the wing, kicks it around to Brown. Long three on the way, no good. And the rebound comes down to Jaeger Quirin. Quickly ahead, shot on the way off the front iron, no good. Rebound Cam Smith. Bourne trapped it on his leg, and that's going to be a carry on Ranson Bourne. The Trojans' third turnover of the night. Gives it right back to Parsons here in a 1-point game. Barkus will handle it across half court. Johnson with it, top of the key. Gives it up to Jason Shaw. Twisting into the lane now. Walks with it. And that'll give it back to the Trojans. Looks like Shaw may have taken a shot in the lower abdominal region, and he's going to go take a seat on the Parsons bench as Dante Sawyer checks back into the game for the Vikings. Cam Smith will handle it up the floor for the Trojans. Over to Bourne, top of the key. Bourne going to work against Barkus. Bourne driving down the lane. Scoop shot off the glass is good, and the foul. First bucket of the night for Ranson Bourne.
They're going to say
it's on the floor. I don't know how he doesn't get continuation on that, but
it was a great take to the bucket, too.
It was. Now Bourne with it on the baseline, gives it up to Blair. His shot blocked. Johnson comes away with the loose ball. Quickly ahead to Jaeger Quirin, working against Cam Smith. Got Cam off his feet, but couldn't get the shot to fall. And Cam did a good job avoiding the foul. Scott Moore comes away with the rebound. Now Brocob into the corner to Levi Blair. He'll drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Brocob. Shot on the way. In and out. Rebound comes down to the Vikings, but lost it out of bounds. Did Joe Keel. And so now the Trojans will have it as Cam Smith will inbound from the Trojan baseline. Watch for the lob over the top to Scott Moore. Moore with it out past the three-point line. Not where he wants it. Now Brocob gets it down low to Moore, about 15 feet from the bucket, kicks it across court to Ranson Bourne launches a three off balance. No good. Rebound, Levi Blair. Back into the lane to Bourne. Off the glass is good. Ranson got his bucket after all, and the Trojans have their first lead of the game, 4-3 with 2 minutes left to play first quarter. Sawyer now kicks it back out to Quirin. Now Johnson top of the key. Gives it up to Sawyer. His three-pointer is good. Well, you knew they were going to launch some three-pointers. And Coach Anthony Hulk wants a timeout to talk things over with his squad. 1:46 to play first quarter. Parsons leading it by 2, 6-4. We'll stay right here. I believe it's just the 32nd, I believe.
I think so, yeah. I didn't see the official call because he didn't blow his whistle originally.
Right.
And said it didn't get it off in time. But Sawyer, just a nice little transition deep behind the arc. Just gets it, that little pass, little handoff behind, shoots it from way out deep, sinks it, puts them up 6-4. A low-scoring game to start off this one. Very different than the early matchup that we saw. But good defense being played on both sides. A lot of offensive and personal turnovers being made by both teams. Hopefully they can overcome it in this last minute 46 and pick up in the last three quarters.
Trojans have the ball coming out of the timeout. What is going on? Shot clock. They'd reset it when it should have had 3 seconds taken off of it. So we're going to burn 30 seconds here to make sure that 3 seconds are saved on the shot clock. Cam Smith will inbound from front of the Parsons bench. He'll get it into Brocobb. Now Ranson Bourne will handle it for the Trojans. 1:40 to play. First quarter, Trojans trailing it by a bucket. Moore around to Bourne, thought about a three. Now he'll put it on the floor, backs into the lane. Back over to Scott. Now Bourne with it again. He'll elevate, baseline, shot on the way, no good. Rebound Moore. His quick putback, no good. Parsons comes away with it. Johnson wasn't ready for the pass from Barkus. And now another turnover, and Bourne has it poked away from behind. And turnabout's fair play. Fourth turnover for the Trojans. As Parsons now with it, Largent gives it up to Quirin. He'll elevate inside the three-point line, no good. Rebound Bourne, then he loses his footing. And we're going to have a held ball situation. And it'll give it back to Parsons. So a little bit of chaos here over the last 30 seconds. And Sawyer will inbound. Or I'm sorry, Joe Keel will inbound from the near side. Now Sawyer with it. Largent, top of the key. He'll put it on the floor. Gives it up to Quirin. Goes baseline, now back up top to Johnson. Sawyer will put it on the floor. Back out to Largent. Now down low to Johnson. His shot blocked. Scott Moore was in front and Cam Smith behind. I think Smith got the block. Now Blair with it in the corner. He'll put it on the floor, drives to the middle of the floor, and he's going to draw a blocking foul on Sawyer. Just the second team foul on Parsons here in this first quarter. I'm sorry, call it the third team foul now. Moore gets it into Brocobb, and he's going to be whistled for a travel because he moved his pivot foot. So just some fundamentals tonight for the Trojans, kind of biting them here early. I heard one of the fans behind me yell, "Stop playing football and start playing basketball." Now Adrian Newton going to see his first action of the night for the Trojans. Newton, 6'3" junior, replaces Scott Moore. Now Ben Cullen into the game, and he'll replace Cam Smith.
That referee controlling the game, mad that the whistle's not bringing him in, but they're sounding the buzzer for him. I mean, you can't. These poor kids, they're getting confused. You got a buzzer sounding, he wants the whistle to sound. Chaos here in Parsons.
Sawyer with it. Shot on the way, no good. Shot on the way, off the mark at the buzzer. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Parsons leading it 6-4. It's a barn burner. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Judd, Lori, Lisa, or Amber in Girard for all your insurance needs.
Welcome back to Parsons, Kansas. 1 quarter in the books. Only 10 points scored in the entire period by both teams. Trojans trailing it by a bucket. At least in this game, you know you're not going to get blown out, Daryl. I mean,
yeah, that's one way to put it. Just 10 points being scored in the entire first quarter.
Total.
It's not really what you normally see from modern day basketball.
It
honestly.
Sure looks like the first game of the year, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely a way to put it.
Wow.
Travel time involved and everything else.
Yeah, boy howdy. Trojans will have it to start the second quarter. Cam Smith will bring it across the timeline. He's picked up by Jager Quirin. And they're going to whistle Cam for a travel. So we're running out of guys on the roster who have yet to travel tonight. I think Scott Moore hasn't traveled yet. And I think Siler Salmon's yet to travel.
Well, you put it in the air.
Yeah, I did. Connor Barkus handling it across half court. He'll give it up to Keel. And there's an offensive foul against, I think it was Jager Quirin they got with that one. That's his first. First team foul on the Vikings here in this second quarter. Cam Smith gives it up to Cullen, down low to Scott Moore. And he's undercut by Quirin, and Quirin's going to pick up his second foul. And he didn't initiate that contact, but he got the foul nonetheless. I'm not sure he even saw Scott Moore until Scott was coming down on his shoulders. And so Quirin will sit. Shaw back into the game for Parsons. Trojans get it in. Down low to Moore, middle of the lane. Off the glass is good. 4 points tonight for Scott Moore. We're tied at 6. 7:15 left to play first half. Barkus with it. He'll drive into the lane, and they got a moving screen call against Connor Largent. Trojan fans have been calling for it all night. Finally got the call. And Coach Westcott talking it over with Ransom Bourne as he's getting ready to check in at the scores table. Cam Smith with it, looking for help. Kicks it across court to Scott Moore at the wing. Now back over to Smith. Oh, Trojans having a hard time with the passes, and there's another over and back against Girard. You don't see too many of those. We've seen 2 tonight. So it'll be Viking ball. Yeah, you're going to have to inbound it from somewhere. And Joe Keel will throw it in from directly in front of us.
Check up.
Gets it into Barkus. Guarded by Cullen. Cullen with a significant height advantage. See if Barkus tries to dribble around him. Back out to Johnson. Swings it around. Shaw for three. Off the mark. No good. Rebound comes down to Ranson-Bourne. And he's fouled, but no call in the open floor. Now back up top to Smith. Open for three, and he hits. First bucket of the night for Cam Smith, and the Trojans have a 3-point lead. And there's another turnover by the Vikings. I didn't see the call.
There's going to be a travel call down low.
Oh.
Just on that inbound, he took off with it before he got his dribble down.
7th turnover of the night on Parsons. Smith with it now on the wing, being guarded by Shaw. Middle of the lane to Scott Moore. Low percentage bounce pass to Ranson-Bourne. Goes out of bounds, and the Trojans turn it over. They're 6th of the night. So there's been a lot of action. It just hasn't been pretty, Darryl.
Well, for Parsons, having more turnovers than points is a crazy statistic. Trojans on that way if they wouldn't have hit that three from Cam Smith.
So Dante Sawyer bringing it up the floor. He'll give it up to Johnson, top of the key. Now Barkus with it, driving down the lane, kicks it back out. And they're going to whistle a reach-in foul against the Trojans. I think they're going to get Bourne with this one. And it is against Ranson-Bourne. That's his first. First team foul on the Trojans in this second quarter. Sawyer gets it in, now down low to Largent, going to work in the lane against Moore. Has his shot rejected, and Bourne comes away with it. Ranson down the lane, off the glass, can't go. Scott Moore gets the rebound. His putback no good, and Johnson pulls it down the rebound for Parsons. Quickly back the other way. This is Joe Keel. Sawyer now back to Johnson, thought about a three, into the corner to Keel. He'll put it on the floor, working against Bourne. Now back to Sawyer, into the lane against Cam Smith. And Sawyer with the bucket and the foul. Cam might have been wiser to take a charge there than go for that block. And that'll send Johnson to the line after his first bucket of the night. Smith picks up his first. Second team foul on the Trojans here in the second.
And they've been trying to go to Johnson inside all night. They've been running that little pick and roll for him. It finally works for him.
And banks one in off the glass. 3 points on the night for Johnson, and we're tied at 9. Smith working against Keel. Cullen with it off the glass. They wave it off, and they're going to whistle a travel against Ben Cullen. Trojan fans don't like the call. Viking fans seem to be okay with it.
Cullen was doing that gather step that you see in the NBA. Works up there, not always down in this league. It's always a case-by-case scenario.
Yeah, it's up to the individual official, and these guys, they're watching the traveling like a hawk. Keel with it, gives it up to Sawyer, loses his dribble, loose ball, and who has it? Scott Moore gets it to Ben Cullen. Timeout taken by Coach Westcott to preserve the possession. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep them right here. This is a rock'em sock'em game here tonight between the Trojans and the Vikings. It's not pretty, but it sure is entertaining.
No, it is fun to watch, though. I mean, these teams are just flying around the floor. Yes, there's a lot of turnovers. It's not very good basketball because points aren't going up, and you're turning the ball over. But to see them still hustle it out, and on every single play, it feels like someone's on the floor flying for a ball. Entertaining to watch, but I tell you what, if one team doesn't start scoring, if one team doesn't break the double-digit margin, it's going to be a real long night for the both of us.
Whew, yeah.
Easy to keep stats, though.
There's a total of 18 points scored in this game, and I'm out of breath. You know, it's really something. It's one of those Pepto-Bismol games, I'm sure, if you're a coach.
Yeah, definitely going to be some fundamental work the next week in practice.
Ranson-Bourne handles it up the floor for the Trojans. Pass into Cullen. Defender gambled on the interception. Oh, now. And they're going to say the ball belongs to Parsons, and the Trojan fans are wondering what happened to fouls. It's not a foul game, Darryl. It's a traveling game.
Yes, it is.
Smack them all you want, but don't take that extra step. 4:48 to play, first half, tied at 9. Barkus brings it up the floor, gives it up to Largent, top of the key. Now Sawyer back to Johnson. His pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Parsons. Trojan fans begging for that moving screen call because it happens almost every time down the floor. Only called once so far tonight. Sawyer will inbound from the baseline for the Vikings over the top to Johnson. Now Largent with it, free throw line. Back to Sawyer, his entry pass deflected. Bourne comes away with it. 9th turnover of the night. Bourne's shot off the glass is good. 4 points for Ranson Bourne, and the Trojans with a 2-point lead.
And we've broken double digits.
Look at that. With just 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Largent gives it up to Sawyer, can't handle the handoff, and gets away with a shove against Cullen. Now he'll drive down the lane. His shot wild, out of control. Smith comes away with it. Now Bourne will bring it up into Johnson, off the glass and good. And they're going to whistle a charge against Ranson Bourne. 5'8" Ranson Bourne. Probably weighs $105. Knocked Johnson off his feet, Darryl.
Well, I was going to mention.
And the Oscar for dramatic interpretation of a charge goes to.
Well, I was going to mention Ranson Bourne had to have had a head of steam there because he really got Johnson off his feet.
Yeah, he really just plowed him over. Now Largent with it, and he's going to be whistled for a travel. I didn't see it, but there it is. And that might be your Maybelline makeup call of the night as the Trojans get it back after the travel. Sheesh. Now Bourne will bring it up the floor for the Trojans, being guarded by Barkus. Now Cullen up top to Smith, back over to Bourne. Now back to Cam Smith. Shot on the way, no good. And a held ball on the rebound as Cullen was battling with Largent. And the possession arrow favors Parsons. 2-point game, 3:22 to play, first half. Cullen with the steal on the inbound. Puts up the shot off the glass, it's good. Ben Cullen, the fly in the ointment.
What a way to put it. He was just waiting for that inbound, too. No one was even looking at him.
Barkus gives it up to Largent, working against Smith. Now down low to Johnson. Back out to Barkus. Loses his dribble, gathers it back. Now in need of help. Gets it to Largent. Around to Keel at the free throw line. Nice no-look pass down low to a cutting Barkus. Nice assist by Keel to find Barkus. Bourne over to Moore in the lane, and Scott Moore is going to get whistled for a charge for running into DeMay Johnson.
Now that one's a little more believable. Scott Moore's a pretty big guy as well.
Trojan fans unhappy with that call, and Ben Cullen will take a seat. Brokob back into the game for the Trojans. Siler Salmon's in as well. Salmon's guarding Barkus. Now Largent up top working against Cam Smith. Gives it up to Shaw. Picks up his dribble to free throw line. Back to Johnson working against Moore. Over to Barkus. Three-pointer on the way. Off the back iron. Rebound Scott Moore. Cam Smith back over to Moore as he'll get it across the timeline. Scott down the lane into the corner to Brokob. Back up top to Smith. Open for three. And he hits. 6 points now for Cam Smith, all from beyond the arc. And the Trojans lead it by 5, under 2 left to play first half. Barkus to Johnson, almost has it stripped away, almost walked with it. Passes it down low to a cutting Keel. And the Trojans falling victim to that back cut a couple times here tonight. Up top to Brokob, over to Salmons. He'll put it on the floor, drives baseline, shot on the way, blocked from behind by Largent. Salmons was falling down and was using Keel to prop him up. fatigue may be becoming a factor for Parsons. You see a lot of their guys bent over, hanging on to their shorts as Salmons hits the first.
Well, they don't have a lot of big guys. Largen's forced to play pretty much the entire game, and then Johnson coming in and out periodically. But if you're going to put up with Smith, who's just as tall as Largent, and then Scott Moore is even taller.
And you got Ben Cullen in there as well. So Levi Blair into the game. Scott Moore earns a break here in the final 90 seconds of the half as Salmons hits both free throws. Trojans up by 5, the biggest lead of the game for either team. Johnson with it, top of the key, gets it down low to Largent. He's double-teamed, kicks it out to Keel, and his pass back to Largent picked off. Another turnover, the 11th against the Vikings as Levi Blair handles it up the floor, gives it up to Ben Cullen. Over to Smith, he'll take another 3 off the mark, and a rebound comes down to Brokaw, but he's going to be whistled for an over the back. Working against Shaw. And that'll be the 5th team foul on the Trojans here in this second quarter, and that'll send somebody to the line. We'll see. Is it Barkus? Yep. We'll send Connor Barkus to the line. And is he shooting 2 or is this a 1-and-1? I'm trying to figure out. It looks like a 2. Yep. Shooting 2 as he misses the front end. Largent will take a seat for Parsons as Dante Sawyer back into the game. And I think they're bringing shooters in for this final minute of the first half. Barkus' second shot off the mark, rebound Blair. And Smith will handle it up the floor for the Trojans, gives it up to Levi Blair, top of the key. Now Salmons with it on the wing, back to Smith. And Barkus playing him very tight after the 2 3-pointers in this quarter. Smith off the glass, won't go, but Cam's earned himself a trip to the line. Let's see who they whistle this one on. I think it's going to go against Shaw. Yep. Nope, went against Joe Keel. That's his first. 5th team foul, and now Cam Smith to shoot a pair. First one is good. Cool as the other side of the pillow, Darryl.
Yeah, with all the noise from that student section, able to calm himself down and still make that free throw.
Hits them both. 8 points for Cam Smith. Trojans lead it by 7. Shaw will handle it across the timeline for the Vikings. Now over to Keel, over the top, trying to get it to Johnson, and they do. His shot no good. Rebound Brokaw. And Smith will push it up the floor for Girard. Cam kicks it back out to Levi Blair. Now Brokaw, top of the key. His shot won't go. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Blair. It'll go to Parsons.
Yeah, I got a chance to see a little bit of that JV boys game. Brokaw got a couple of quarters in that one, and he was playing very well from outside the arc. Gained him a little bit of confidence to shoot here in this one. It's going to start falling for him soon.
Shaw with it on the pass from Keel. Now over to Johnson to Barkus. He'll put it on the floor down the lane. Little floater on the way. No good off the back iron. Siler Salmons tips it around and comes down with the rebound. That pass picked off. It's stolen by Shaw. His 3-pointer is good. Trojans wanted a foul, and I think there was one. And that'll do it for the first half as Parsons gets the big 3-pointer at the buzzer to cut the lead to 4 at the break. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the GN Bank halftime show. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Communicating with current and potential customers is a must in the world of business. Advertising is nothing more than communication and an invitation. Look no further than Norris Advertising, offering a wide variety of services from billboards, radio across the 4 states, and digital ad services like ZTV, YouTube, geofencing, streaming, and more beyond the local view. Looking to upgrade your storefront? Norris Advertising is your go-to for local digital sign sales. Norris Advertising. Get your ads to work.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Welcome back to Parsons High School, Parsons, Kansas. We're at halftime of the boys matchup between the Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. At the half, Trojans leading it 20-16. This is the GN Bank halftime show brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. Well, Daryl, that first half kind of heated up in the second quarter, but that first quarter was more of a comedy of errors as the Trojans and the Vikings exchanged turnovers, fouls, everything but points. And at the end of the first quarter, the score was 6-4 Parsons. Then the Trojans outscored Parsons 16-10 in the second quarter to take this 4-point halftime lead.
I mean, it was just all over the place. That first quarter was nuts.
Rock'em sock'em.
6-4 being the final score in a quarter is insane in modern basketball.
Yeah, in boys varsity basketball, that's darn near unheard of.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the first game of the year. That's when you see that sort of stuff. I'll take that 2-liter of Dr. Pepper, ladies.
Yeah, that's true. They're carting it out here.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to know what that's for.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That's a cart full of diabetes there is what that is.
A lot of 2 liters of soda.
50 gallons of soda on that thing. Hope they don't fall on the floor.
Yeah, but in that second quarter, both teams started to turn it on a little bit. I think the lid off the basket kind of got removed a little bit because both teams actually started executing, especially down in the paint. Saw a couple of baskets from Scott Moore going up and above, but then Cam Smith really turned it on. He was hitting shots from outside, hit a couple of free throws at will. I believe he's our team's leading scorer right now. Him and Ranson Bourne have been all over the floor. Ranson had a couple of turnovers early, but then he was able to collect himself late in that second quarter and be that good little team manager that he has been for the team. As far as Parsons goes, they need to get Sawyer the ball. He's been hitting those 3 balls from outside, and I'd like to see him shoot a little bit more. They keep trying to feed Johnson down low. Hasn't had much success yet, especially with that height difference that I mentioned at the start, and also them being gassed because Largent and Johnson having to go pretty much that entire first 2 quarters.
That Eye on the Game brought to you by Kanar Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Kanar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kanar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at CanarEyeCare.com. Let's take a look at those first half stats brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie unless they're my numbers, Daryl.
Of course.
Dirt is heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving, specializing in septic systems, water line install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. Call B&B Excavating, 620-724-2735. All right, first for the Trojans, they're led in scoring by Cam Smith. He's got 8 points, 6 of them from beyond the arc, the other 2 at the line. Next up, Ranson Bourne and Scott Moore with 4 points each. Siler Salmons and Ben Cullen with a bucket each, and that's all the scoring for the Trojans. For the Parsons Vikings, it's even more bleak as they're led in scoring by Joe Keel. He's got 6. Connor Barkus with 4. DeMay Johnson with 3. And Jason Shaw with that late three-pointer to cut into the lead there at the end of the second quarter to round out the scoring for the Parsons Vikings. But really the big story in this first half has been turnovers. Parsons, I have them with 12 turnovers in the first half. The Trojans with 7 of their own. So it's been anything but pretty tonight for either team. But at the break, the Trojans leading it 20-16. Let's take a break and come back. You're watching the GN Bank Halftime Show on Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
When it comes to your health care, you have a choice. Choose to stay local. Choose Girard Medical Center. For over 100 years, Girard Medical Center has been a part of the community, and they work every day to meet the healthcare needs of those they serve. With 6 locations in Southeast Kansas and an ever-expanding list of inpatient and outpatient services, you just don't have to travel anymore to get quality cutting-edge care, including many services you won't find elsewhere. Proud to serve Girard and the surrounding area. Learn more at girardmedicalcenter.com. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back here to the GN Bank Halftime Show here on Girard Sports Live. I'm Daryl McLeod, joined alongside by Josh Lettner. Josh had to step away for a moment. He'll be back in just a minute to kick off this second half. Getting ready to go here. It was a kind of a hectic first half. I imagine the talk in the locker room was clean things up at all costs. Even if you're not going to put up buckets, I don't want to see another turnover on that floor. Because, quite frankly, the amount of turnovers we've seen has been astounding. 19 total turnovers, according to Josh's stats. And that has kind of just boosted what we've seen so far. Only 20-16 as Josh returns with the goods.
Yeah. Speaking of diabetes, I found myself a bag of candy out there, man.
Hey,
freeze-dried Skittles, dude.
You missed it. I went out and shot a 3. I made it.
What?
Yeah, I did.
Are you pulling my leg?
I'm not pulling your leg.
Did you
I
get
paid
on camera?
$1. I didn't get.
Daryl.
I don't know why I didn't come back from break.
Never happened. Never happened. Trojans with the ball to start the third quarter as I better get my act together here. Salmons with it. Gets it over to Ransom Bourne on the far wing. Tries to get it down low to Scott Moore. Tipped away, but Moore tracks down the loose ball. Now back over to Salmons here on the left wing. He'll dribble it back out to the top of the key. Now picks up his dribble, looking for help. Gets it over to Ben Cullen. Gets it to Moore at the elbow. Now back to Bourne, top of the key. Cam Smith with it on the wing. He drives baseline, cut off, double team. Now kicks it back out to Cullen. May have gotten away with a walk. His shot rejected by Largent. I think Ben thought he had a little more air than he did there. And the Vikings come away with it here, trailing by 4. Barkus with it, around on the wing to Quirin. That pass tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings. So I don't know, Daryl, but this candy bag's a bit of a brain teaser. I need a good old boy with a knife from Girard is what I need. Over the top to Johnson. Now Largent with it at the elbow. Gets it out to Keel. His shot on the way too strong. And there's a whistle and a foul. And I believe they're going to get Cam Smith with this one. And Smith looks dumbfounded. But he's going to draw the foul nonetheless.
I'm a little confused at the call as well.
And maybe they're saying he didn't let Keel land cleanly. I don't know.
I've never seen that motion from a referee before. I have no idea what the 2 arms out means.
I don't know. It kind of looked like the locomotion, Daryl. Like, everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Well,
yeah.
It looks like it's going to be Girard's ball. I'm not totally sure.
It'll be Trojan ball off the locomotion. And
we'll get a close-up of these 2 referees talking about it because I'm not totally sure at all what that call is.
Like what? So, who knows? Let's just inbound this thing and go.
That's what I'm saying. It's about a 40-minute drive back to Girard, so
yeah,
I'm sure they're wanting the game to get going.
And Taco Bell's not open all night, Daryl, as you know. Smith down the baseline, no good. Siler Salmon's right there to get the rebound, but his shot no good. Parsons comes away with it. Barkus with it now. See, gets it ahead to Quirin. Now Largent with it, top of the key. Over to Keel. His shot on the way, off the iron, no good, tipped around. Moore tipped it, and then Ransom Bourne comes away with it. He'll drive it up the floor into the corner. Shot on the way from Salmons is no good. Keel with the rebound. Cullen, once again, tipping it around, flying the ointment, and it's out of bounds despite the best efforts of Ransom Bourne as he slides into the bleachers going after it, but it'll stay with the Vikings. DeMay Johnson inbound from directly in front of me. Coach Westcott interacted with
I hope that got
crowd.
on the crowd mic.
I assure our audience that is not the way it was drawn up at halftime. Johnson gets it into Barkus. Sometimes all you can do is laugh, Daryl, you know, keeps you from crying. Barkus dribbling around. He'll give it up to Keel, way out beyond the arc. Keel will put it on the floor. Trojans cut off the back cut that time as Ben Cullen, who else, gets his hands in there and breaks up the pass. Down low to Scott Moore, working against Largent, off the glass, it's good. 6 points for Scott Moore. Trojans lead it by 6. Now Keel gives it up top to Barkus. Back up top to Johnson, being guarded by Scott Moore. Shot is good for Jager Quirin. That's his first bucket of the night. Brings the lead back down to 4. Bourne over the top to Moore. His shot off the glass is good. And Daryl, I think that's there all night if the Trojans want to throw it over the top to Scott Moore.
It is
unless
about time.
Largent's down there with him.
Definitely about time they start utilizing it.
Johnson with it, top of the key. He'll give it up to Keel, and he caught Siler Salmons out of position, and Siler fouled him on the floor, I believe. Are they going to get Scott with this one? Nope, they get Siler Salmons with it. As that was just kind of a bailout foul as he knew he was beat and reached out. And now Siler will take a seat, and Brocobb back into the game for the Trojans. 5:05 to play, third quarter. Girard on top by 6. Dante Sawyer to inbound for Parsons. He'll get it into Jager Quirin. His pass along the baseline picked off by guess who? Ben Cullen. Now Bourne with it, dribbles into traffic, picks up his dribble, kicks it over to Brocobb, open for 3. Blake's shot just a little off the mark. Loose ball, bodies hitting the floor. Cullen and Johnson, and now they'll give it up to Sawyer, and he'll bring it up for Parsons. Nice pass to find Largent wide open under the bucket, and the easiest shot of the night for Connor Largent, and he has his first bucket. Trojan lead back down to 4. Smith with it, gives it up to Brocobb. A little confusion as Ranson Bourne zigged when they thought he was going to zag, and now it ends up back with Parsons. Shot on the way off the mark. Rebound comes down to Ben Cullen. And how are they whistling Ben for a foul here? Wow. Nobody likes that call. That's 2 on Cullen. Now Sawyer with it. Gets it back. Kicks it over to Largent. They'll swing it around to Barkas. He'll put it on the floor, being guarded by Bourne. Now a shot from the corner is good. And that was Jager Quirin. He's got 5 points here in this third quarter. Trojan lead down to 1. Smith in trouble, gives it up to Brocobb. And he's going to be whistled for an offensive foul.
Well, I don't normally like to...
I'm really like, this is me not talking here, Daryl.
No, I think that call kind of looks similar to that one on Siler earlier where he had gotten bumped down low. So there, you gotta take that in. If you're a Girard player, you got to recognize that they don't like the elbow shove. They don't like, they don't like certain plays. Every referee has a certain tell of what they're going to call. So you got to take that and take advantage of it later on.
Johnson, straightaway three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Largent. His shot blocked by Cam Smith. Levi Blair comes away with it for the Trojans. Gives it back up to Smith. Over to Bourne. Thought about a 3. Now he has it poked away by Sawyer. His outlet pass to Johnson. As Johnson throws it into the corner. Shot on the way is in and out. And the ball out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Scott Moore. It'll stay with Parsons. Trojans hanging on to a 1-point lead. They've had some calls not go their way here in this third quarter, but Parsons has also made some big shots. There's another turnover forced by Ben Cullen. And a whistle, and Ben will earn a trip to the line to shoot 2.
I have to admire Ben Cullen's play right now. He has been a defensive specialist all over the floor. He is poking that ball away whenever he can. He's getting those rebounds, hustle plays. Ben Cullen's exactly the kind of player you want on your floor.
The motor. That's 2 fouls on Dante Sawyer as Cullen misses the first. Plays defense like an option quarterback.
Eyes all over the field.
There you go. Second shot is good for Cullen. Trojans now up by 2. Shaw will handle it up the floor for the Vikings. Up top to Johnson, top of the key. Now over to Barkas on the wing, working off a screen. Barkus down the lane, nowhere to go with it. He'll give it up to Keel, down to Johnson, and Johnson, just a good cut there and a good look from Keel to find him. 5 points for Johnson. We're tied at 25. Smith stepped on the line, and that'll turn it back over to Parsons. 8th turnover of the game against the Trojans. Largent back into the game. Johnson will sit. Shaw gets it ahead to Barkus. Now down the lane goes Queerin. And they're going to whistle a blocking foul against Levi Blair.
Yeah, Blair never got his feet set down low, and he just never really got into the position for a charge. So you can't really expect the referee to call anything different down low, especially when both players are going up.
First shot on the way for Queerin is good. He's got 6. Second shot is good. Queerin hits them both. He's got 7 points. And Parsons with their first lead since the first quarter. They lead at 27-25. Bourne with it, top of the key, being guarded by Barkus. Kicks it over to Siler Sammons on the wing, looking for help. Up top to Cam Smith. Smith on the wing to Cullen, drives into the lane, kicks over to Sammons on the far side. Now they'll work it back around the horn. Ransom Bourne put it on the floor into the lane, picks it up, off the glass, no good. Rebound Largent. Went in and out for Bourne. Now Jason Shaw with it. Gets it back on the wing. He'll pull the trigger on a 3 and hits. Got to get a hand up in the face of the shooters. 6 points for Jason Shaw, all of them from beyond the arc. Bourne kicks it over to Smith, and we got a foul against Shaw on the defensive end. That's his first, I believe. Nope, we got his second. Second team foul on the Vikings. Moore over the top, gets it into Cam Smith. Now to Scott Morris, he's fouled over the back by Largent. That's 2 on Connor Largent. Sorry, the scorers have that as 3 on Largent. Third team foul on the Vikings as DeMay Johnson checks back into the game. And Largent will take a seat. Daryl, I'd open this bag of candy with my teeth, but it's foil. Smith gets it into the lane to Moore, and he's going to be whistled for a travel. Just trying to do a little too much, a little too far away from the basket was Scott Moore. And that'll give it back to Parsons. As the Vikings have opened up a 5-point lead, their largest of the game. With 1:29 left to play here, third quarter, Trojans going to have to get some stops. Keel with it, gives it up to Sawyer. His shot on the way, no good. Rebound Moore. Now the Trojans need some points offensively. Quickly ahead to Cam Smith on the near side. Up top to Scott Moore, top of the key. Trying to get it down low to Sammons. He's able to save it in. Gets it back to Smith. His shot no good. Rebound Ben Cullen off the glass. It's good. Five points for Ben Cullen. And the Trojans cut the lead down to 3. There's a timeout on the floor. Trojans wanted to talk it over. It's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. Trojans trailing it by 3. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
a partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your fields and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. With Murphy Seed, you'll get year-round, hands-on, customized service. To learn more, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy and Murphy Seed.
Under a minute to play, third quarter. Trojans trailing it by 3. And I'm going to get this bag of freeze-dried Skittles open. Come hell or high water, Daryl.
Well, just like your battle with that, Trojans have really had a battle with themselves all night long.
Neither one's been pretty.
Neither one has been pretty. Vikings have finally taken advantage of some of the offensive woes of the Trojans and now have a 3-point lead over them. A couple of threes have fallen for the Vikings. Shots haven't really been falling so far for the Trojans in the second half. If they can get that offensive side to pick up, they'll be just fine as Colin has dominated defensively.
I'm about to go full-blown Neanderthal on this thing. Vikings with the ball coming out of the break. Marcus handling up the floor for Parsons. Gets it off to Johnson, who almost lost his dribble. Now to Sawyer back up top. They'll swing it around. Jager queering with it now. Joe Keel gives it back up to Sawyer. Cullen guarding him. Sawyer into the lane. Shot on the way. And Cullen's whistle for the foul. Sawyer's going to get the continuation and the bucket. Not what you wanted if you're the Trojans.
Has a chance for a 3-point play here. Most of his points come in threes, so making him do it the hard way, I guess, is the best.
The old-fashioned way. Free throw is good for Sawyer. .29 seconds left in the third quarter. Trojans trailing it by their largest margin of the night, 6, 33-27. Smith dribbles into the corner, kicks it back out to Cam Smith. Scott Moore, middle of the lane, turnaround shot won't go. Rebound, Siler Salmons. A lot of contact on his putback, no foul call. Ahead to Shaw, who obviously carried it, no call. And down low to Johnson, and he's tied up by Ben Cullen. And it seems like, the possession error is in favor of Parsons. It seems like it's been that way all night.
Watching this happen from over here.
Yeah, it's really something, isn't it?
The battle of the Skittles.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, this is epic. Get it into the corner, back up top, shot on the way from Barkus. Too strong off the back iron, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Trojans trail it by 6, 1 quarter left to play. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with Jay Hatfield Motorsports. We've been serving the Four States area with motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides, plus offering you parts and service since 2005. We have 2 convenient locations, Pittsburgh and Joplin, selling quality brands such as Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Can-Am, and Suzuki. Jay Hatfield has a huge inventory available for immediate delivery. We offer financing options and an extensive selection of accessories. Most important, we're making deals. Come in and get your fun started today at Jay Hatfield Motorsports in Pittsburgh or Joplin.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Trojans trailing it by 6 with 1 quarter left to play. They led it by 4 at the half. But just a pretty rough third quarter for Girard. Turnover-wise, foul-wise, and Parsons able to make finally some key shots from the outside to stay into this one. And it really has been the three-point shooting of the Vikings the reason they have the lead right now.
Yeah.
They haven't shot it particularly well. They haven't rebounded it particularly well. They got a lot of turnovers. but they've made big three-pointers, and the Trojans haven't been able to get much to fall in that third quarter.
And that can be said for pretty much both teams. Both teams haven't really been doing anything very well. Turnover's been name of the game, though.
Horn with it on the wing. Lob pass down low to Scott Moore. And there's a whistle down low. We'll whistle that one on Joe Keel. Got to be honest with you, Darrell, I didn't see it, but Trojans will take it.
I thought, if anything, he was going to get Johnson.
Yeah, Bourne with it on the far side. Up top now to Salmons. Back into the lane to Scott Moore. Corner to Ben Cullen, being guarded by Largent. Cullen cross court to Salmons. Into the lane, elevates, shot on the way, no good. Rebound Johnson. Quickly ahead to get it to Largent. I thought he could have taken it to the hole. Kicks it out for an outside shot. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Scott Moore. It'll stay with Parsons. Inbound pass goes to Johnson. He'll get it down middle of the lane to Largent. Now kicks it back out to Barkas. Into the corner to Keel. He'll dribble out. Now passes outside. Shot no good. Rebound Scott Moore. Now Scott Moore with it. He'll elevate. Shot on the way too strong. Scott tracks down the rebound. Kicks it out to Salmons. He'll drive baseline. Seiler elevates off the glass, and it's good. First bucket of the night. I'm sorry. Yep, first field goal of the night for Seiler Salmons. He's got 4. Trojans cut the lead to 4. Largent with it. Gets it over to Barkas on the wing. He'll put it on the floor. Back over to Keel. Wide arcing pass back to Barkas. Down low to Johnson. His shot no good. The putback no good. Tipped around. Bodies hit the floor. And the shot is up and good for Keel. 8 points for Joe Keel. Lead back to 6. Cullen gives it up to Bourne, top of the key. Well, I would say the Trojan crowd is less than satisfied with the quality of the officiating tonight. I think both teams probably have a legit beef. Jason Shaw just picked up both feet, and in the first half, that was a travel. Into the corner, back to Shaw at the wing. He'll kick it up top to Sawyer. Cross-court pass to Shaw is tipped, poked away from behind by Cullen, and out ahead to Ransom Bourne, off and running. Now Smith with it, off the glass and good. 10 points for Cam Smith, his first bucket of the second half. Cuts the lead to 4. And there's a timeout on the floor as Coach Hoke wants to talk it over with his squad. And this will give the officials time to clean their glasses. Full timeout, we'll take it as well. Trojans trailing by 4, 5:15 to play. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. 5:15 left to play. Trojans trailing by 4. trailed by as many as 6 here in this second half, as the Parsons Vikings have kind of found a bit of a rhythm. The Trojans have yet to do so.
I think most fans watching can probably agree that this is definitely not the Trojans' best game and will not be their best game of the season. So it definitely speaks to their hustle and their defensive ability so far to say that they're only 4 points down in this game. Also to a little bit of luck with the rims on both sides.
Yep. Sawyer with it off the inbounds. Being guarded by Ben Cullen. He'll give it up to Jager Quirin. Now Barkus with it on the wing. Working off a screen. Trojans do a good job of switching on him. Little up and under move. And they're going to whistle Scott Moore with the foul over the back of Largent. That's 3 on Scott. Get it into Sawyer. Now back in the corner. Shot on the way from Keel is good for 3. And there's that Parsons squad with the outside shot. Got to have the perimeter defense. And the Trojans have kind of slacked off of that. But Blake Brokob answers back. His first bucket of the night. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Trojans. Cuts the lead back down to 4. Now down low to Sawyer. Little scoop shot off the glass is good. As the Cutters have given the Trojans trouble tonight. Lots to work on in practice this week for Girard. Brokob up top to Bourne. Down low to Scott Moore. Good position off the glass. Wishes he had that shot back, but he got fouled by Largent, and he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. That's 4 on Connor Largent. And if I'm the Trojans, I keep feeding it down to Moore and get some of these bigs for Parsons out of the game.
Yeah, especially because they've been having real trouble with their players going for a real long time both ways. And if they're going to get Largent out, get him out of the game with 5 fouls, because he have to go sit for a while now, and that's going to force one of their bigs to have to play the entire game. And I'd take Scott Moore in that battle.
DeMay Johnson back into the game. He's got no fouls. That shot no good for Moore. Trojans trailing by 6. As Moore misses them both. Sawyer with it, dribbling around. Parsons can afford to burn this entire shot clock if you're the Vikings. Now Barkus with it as he took a look at the shot clock on the opposite end of the floor. He's going to slow it down. Now 10 on the shot. And he'll go to work. Back to Sawyer on the wing, being guarded by Cullen. He'll give it up to Keel. Turnaround jumper over Brokob, no good. And they're going to say a shot clock violation, even though the Trojans had possession of the ball.
Hey, there shouldn't be a stop here.
Jeez, dude. I wouldn't have a shot clock unless the officials know how to operate a shot clock.
Well, the good thing about it is that Trojans still get possession in the end.
Oh, my goodness. They should have got some continuation there. Brokob with it, top of the key. Now down low to Moore, and they finally whistle a foul on DeMay Johnson, who was trying to push and shove with Scott Moore, who was battling for position. First foul of the night on Johnson. Gordy inbound from the baseline. Gets it into Smith. Turnaround jumper from Cam, no good. Kind of forced that one up. Joe Keel comes away with a rebound for Parsons. Now Sawyer working against Cullen. And he runs into Scott Moore. And Scott will be whistled for the foul. That's his 4th. .3:10 to play. Trojans trailing it by 6. Dante Sawyer at the line to shoot a pair for the Vikings. First one is good.
Moore having to take a seat late here is going to be huge for the Trojans.
Sawyer hits them both. And a turnover. And that was Harrison Burke seeing his first action of the night. He just wasn't quite sure what to do with the ball. Ended up forced into a travel. Levi Blair will check into the game. Burke will take a seat. And we got a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 3:05 to play. Trojans trailing by 8. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with the Jay Hatfield Auto Group. We've been serving the Four States area for over 29 years, and we now have 6 locations which offer Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Each of our locations is operated by a Jay Hatfield family member or managing partner. At Jay Hatfield, we're here to earn your business and trust. We have approximately 300 pre-owned and 300 new vehicles in stock or on their way, and we're making deals. Come see us at Jay Hatfield location today and let us make you part of the Jay Hatfield family.
Well, it's been a rough second half for the Trojans. They led by 4 at the half and find themselves in a 8-point hole here with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the game. It's never been pretty the entire way, but Parsons has been able to find a way here in this second half to hit some critical shots. They gotten a few calls to go their way as well, and the Trojans need to dig out of this hole here over the next 3:05. And it's going to start. I would think that the Trojans are going to have to find somebody who can hit a jumper to get them back into this one. Scott Moore sitting on the bench right now for Girard as they go down low to DeMay Johnson. Kicks it back out to Joe Keel. Now back down to Johnson. They're going to whistle a foul, a push against Levi Blair. That's 2 on Blair. 3rd team foul on the Trojans.
Yeah, this is a smart play by the Vikings. Scott Moore, the big man, out of the game. Go immediately to your big man.
Yep. Johnson will kick it back out to Quirin. Now Barkus with it, top of the key. And Parsons could afford to burn all 20-some seconds. But Ransom Bourne with the steal, the breakaway. And the hard foul by Barkus. And Bourne lets him hear about it as both players hit the floor. And they're going to, that's Barkus' second. Bourne hits first. Second shot off the mark. And the rebound controlled by the Vikings. They're going to whistle Bourne with a reach-in foul. That's 2 on Ransom. 4th team foul on the Trojans. Dangerous pass, but Johnson comes away with a carom. Now back to Keel. Down low to Sawyer, and he was fouled. They're going to say in the act of shooting, even though the shot was blocked. They're going to whistle a foul on Ransom Bourne. I have that as his 3rd. Let's see what the scorers have it as. They have it as his fourth. First shot for Sawyer is good as he's been money from the free throw line here in the second half. He's 4 for 4 for the night. And he hits them both, make it 5 for 5. And Parsons starting to pull away as they're leading by 9. Trojans running out of time. 2:16 to play. Smith with it on the far side, trying to get it down low to Moore, and they turn it over. 10th of the night for the Trojans. Sawyer handling for Parsons. Timeout on the floor. Coach Hope. Or is it not a timeout? What is this? Okay. Keel the inbound, gets it into Barkus. I guess nothing happened there. He'll hand it off to Quirin. 16 on the shot clock. Quirin gives it back up to Sawyer. And Sawyer throws it away, ends up with Cam Smith. Trojans need a quick shot here. Got to work quick. Cullen with it. Down the lane, fouled. And they're going to say it's on the floor. Not even a shooting foul. Third on Joe Keel.
Well, it won't matter anyways. Both teams are in the bonus now, so Cullen will shoot.
Cullen 1 for 2 from the stripe tonight. First shot rattles in. That one off the mark. Rebound by Morris, put back no good as he was kind of falling away. Timeout Parsons. Full timeout, we'll take it as well. 1:15 to play. Trojans trailing it by 8. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Trojans trailing it by 8, 1:15 to play. Not quite miracle time yet, Darrell, but we're getting close.
8-point lead, 1:15 with the shot clock.
Got to take some threes.
And the shot clock adds an interesting factor. You can't just drain the clock away. However, the shot clock is 35 seconds. So
yeah, and then you really like 2 or 3 possessions here if they're going to use the whole shot clock. DeMay Johnson with it being pressured by Bourne. I think the Trojans need to turn up the defensive pressure a little bit, not just let Parsons dribble it out. Trying to trap. Cross-court pass from Keel to Shaw. That shot no good. Rebound to DeMay Johnson. Trojans really needed that rebound. Johnson's putback is good. He's got 7 points, and it's a 10-point lead for Parsons. That pass tipped away from behind by Johnson. And when you're the offensive player like Moore was there battling for position, you almost have to block that defender out, almost like a rebound in order to give yourself a chance at it. As Moore pokes it away, Cullen comes away with it, off the glass and good. 8 points for Ben Cullen, cuts the lead to 8, 25.8 remaining, and it's a full timeout. Let's step away one more time. We'll be back for the finish of this one. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
.8 left to play. Trojans trailing it by 8 to the Parsons Vikings. Vikings will have the ball coming out of the timeout, so pretty desperate situation here for Girard. I would say this would take a miracle, Daryl.
About in that territory. Shot clock has been turned off, so it's going to be either fouls or steals from here on out.
Sawyer with it, don't want to foul him. Now they get it away to Quirin, working against Smith. Trojans are going to have to foul or just kind of give it up. Ball poked away, Cullen almost came away with a steal. Now over to Barkas on the far wing. No hurry, he'll dribble baseline, kicks it back to Sawyer, almost lost it. And he's fouled by Scott Moore, and they're going to call an intentional foul.
Yeah.
And that's Scott's 5th, a bit of a frustration foul there. And when you have folks from the crowd yelling at you to earn it, he earned it right there.
I believe they called a flagrant on him.
Yeah.
On that one.
So Levi Blair will check into the game to replace Moore, who sits with 5 fouls. And the last one was a doozy, and it'll send Dante Sawyer to the line to shoot a pair. And then the Vikings will have the possession afterwards. And Parsons is going to be pretty happy with themselves after this game. As Sawyer hits the first, he hasn't missed a free throw all night. And he hits the second.
Well, didn't really matter either way, but.
The lead's back to 10, less than a second left to play. And that'll do it. Parsons Vikings with a big 10-point win over the Girard Trojans. Let's make sure everybody's cool with each other in the handshake line. And it goes down all good. And Trojans going to fall to 0-1 on the season. And Parsons improves to 1-0. Trojans back in action next Tuesday, December 10th, as they welcome in the Bulldogs from Liberal, Missouri. A little cross-border rivalry here over the last few years. Parsons back in action next Tuesday as well, as they welcome in Mulvane. So not long for these two teams to make some corrections, get back out on the floor, but for Parsons, off to a good start. And Coach Hoke's got to be happy with his team as they come out of here with a win avenging last year's season opening loss. And for the Trojans, a lot to work on in practice this week. A pretty anemic offensive performance tonight. And just some fundamental issues. We'll see if they can get those cleared up in the week to come. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the Community National Bank and Trust. I'm sorry. That's the coach's interview.
And the pregame show.
That's right. That's right. We'll come back with the Eastside Cafe postgame show and talk things over maybe with Coach Westcott when he gets done with the team in the locker room. All that coming up on the other side of the break. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
When it comes to your health care, you have a choice. Choose to stay local. Choose Girard Medical Center. For over 100 years, Girard Medical Center has been a part of the community, and they work every day to meet the healthcare needs of those they serve. With 6 locations in Southeast Kansas and an ever-expanding list of inpatient and outpatient services, you just don't have to travel anymore to get quality cutting-edge care, including many services you won't find elsewhere. Proud to serve Girard and the surrounding area. Learn more at girardmedicalcenter.com. Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Why settle for less than the best? Croc-Can's gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott, and many rural areas in between. Croc-Can has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Croc-Can.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Judd, Lori, Lisa, or Amber in Girard for all your insurance needs.
First one here is a 2017 Ford Focus with only 21,000 miles. That one's not for sale though. I'm going to probably keep that one.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2016 Chevy Malibu with only 13,000 miles, but I might hang on to that one too. So let me show you the next one. Ford F-150, but that one's going to stay with me too. So let's go down to the next one here.
Hi, I'm Eddie.
2017 F-150, so we have 3 of them. I could probably let that one go.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2015 Ford Transit Cargo. I'm going to keep that one because I have to move here soon. But the rest of them, you're welcome to come out and look at. And I think you'd like a lot of them. We appreciate your business.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Trojans fall tonight by 10, 48-38 to the Parsons Vikings. This is the Eastside Cafe postgame show brought to you by the Eastside Cafe. Experience the best breakfast in all of Crawford County, 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard, proud supporters of Trojan Athletics. And we noticed that the spot in there is still talking about football, so we're going to have to get that one updated and maybe use Jess Murphy's idea and go for the triple-double stack. See if we can get a Trojan player to get a triple-double this season so we can get some cheap pancakes, because that's really all I care about is the cheap pancakes. So we're going to run up some stats on some people this year, hopefully, and get me some pancakes. All right, so let's take a look at these final stats. First, for the Parsons Vikings, they're led in scoring by Joe Keel and Dante Sawyer. Each of them finished with 11 points. And DeMay Johnson and Jager Quirin each finished with 7. Jason Shaw added 6 on 2 3-point buckets. And Connor Barkus finished with 4, all of those coming in the first half. For the Girard Trojans, they were led in scoring by Cam Smith. He finished with 10, 8 of those coming in the first half, just 1 bucket on a breakaway in the second half. Next up was Ben Cullen, who finished the game with 8 points. Ranson Bourne added 5. Siler Salmons had 4. And Blake Brocob had 3 to round out the scoring for the Trojans, and there wasn't a lot of it tonight as they fall by 10 to the Parsons Vikings, and a lot to work out on the offensive end of the floor for the Trojans. Darryl, despite the fact the Trojans came up short tonight, let's get our player of the game. And I'm thinking it would have to be probably Ben Cullen, although he didn't lead the team in scoring. He was a force defensively and really kind of kept the Trojans in it in that second half, forcing lots of turnovers and just kind of being a general pest on the defensive end of the floor. So as long as you concur, I think we'll go with Ben Cullen as our player of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Ben, like you said, he was just a pest all over the floor, nonstop hustle plays, and I don't think he quit until that very last second on the floor. Now, you mentioned his defensive prowess. As long as he can start turning it on the offensive side, this team's going to be dangerous. He's still pretty young out on the floor, so seeing him play like that defensively is insane, but he is a tall, lengthy kid. If he can get some confidence on the offensive side, and he got a couple buckets, but if he can really turn it up and take over on the offensive side, the Trojans are going to be pretty good down the line, especially with that defensive ability he has.
Our player of the game brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for them and their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highways 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, or see their full selection online at evansmotors.net. We'll take a quick break. We come back, see if we can catch Coach Westcott coming out of the locker room. If not, we'll talk to him next week, but we'll take this quick break and we'll be back. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Broad.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Trojans fall tonight by 10 to the Parsons Vikings, 48-38. Right now we're joined by head coach Rod Westcott of Girard Trojans. And, Coach, this sure was the first game of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ugly. Very ugly. You know, we had a hard time putting the ball in the hole and had butter on our fingers a lot of times tonight. So the good thing I told the kids, you know, we got a lot of things to improve on, but we got a lot of time to do it right now. But you know, we've got to get better with the basketball. We weren't very good with it tonight. I don't know what we had for turnovers, but that's going to be a key for us all year. If we take care of the ball, you know, I feel like we've got an opportunity to be pretty tough. But, you know, that's key. I thought defensively in the half court, for the most part, we played pretty good. We got lost a time or two, but when we give up in the third quarter, 17 points there in the third, and, you know, that's a lot of them getting loose from us, turning the ball over, transition points, things like that. So we'll get better, but we got to get back to work.
And got some practice coming up, but Tuesday, looking ahead, you got Liberal coming into your gym. Have you had a chance to look at them at all, or you know what to expect out of the Bulldogs?
They actually played today, so we saw them this summer. We played them this summer, so we're pretty familiar with their kids and the system they run. We're going to see pressure again, and you know we've got to handle the ball and take care of that basketball and get good looks. I thought we got some looks early on that we didn't knock down, but our ball movement and our movement without the ball was not good tonight. So some things that we'll learn, and we'll go back and watch some film over the weekend and come back out and hopefully have a little better showing on Tuesday.
All right, Coach. Well, tough one tonight, and we know you guys will be working hard on it, and we look forward to talking to you on Tuesday night at Ted R. Taylor, Friendly Confines.
Be good to be home.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
That's head coach Rod Westcott of the Girard Trojans. They come up short tonight, 38-48 against the Parsons Vikings. Our post-game coach interview brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more at mybankcnb.com. Well, Darryl, I think it's time to put a bow on this one from here in Parsons. Trojans don't start the season off the way they want, but you can see it. The pieces are there. They just got to put them together, and that'll be something you heard Coach Westcott talk about. They're going to work on coming up in practice, and we look forward to seeing them Tuesday night against Liberal. But that's going to do it for us tonight here from Parsons. For Darryl McLeod, I'm Josh Lettner saying thanks for joining us. You've been watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Thanks for watching. From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local,